The Heroes of Greyhawk is a game played by adults and recorded for an adult audience. Sometimes we use adult language and explore adult topics. Consider yourself warned.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Superior Adventures Guild. My name is Dave, your humble dungeon master and forgetful DJ. Forgot to turn off the music. Hi, welcome in. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate you all joining us for another adventure in the wonderful world of Greyhawk. Yes, we are playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I think it behooves me to mention that we are not happy with Wizards of the Coast right now, or Hasbro, and the bullshit that they're perpetrating on the Dungeons and Dragons community. We are urging folks to join us in standing against the, dismantling of the original OGL, which allowed this flourish of third-party creators to do wonderful things for the community and to build the community. I posted a link in the chat. Please go to opendnd.games, sign the petition, and let them know that you're not happy with what they're doing to our wonderful community. I'm not going to dwell too much on it, you guys, but you know the right thing to do, and I trust that you will join us. I am so excited to play Dungeons & Dragons because this is a game that I love. This is a game that our whole team here loves. And we're not going to let the stiffs in the boardrooms take that away from us. So we're going to continue to play this game. We're going to continue to speak out. And we urge you to continue to enjoy Dungeons and Dragons. And for us, that's anything. That could be the Dragonbane game that we're playing on Thursdays. That can be the other Free League games that we've played. That's the index card RPG games. That is the variety of other systems that we like to play here on Guild Superior. It's all D&D to us. It's creative. It's fun. It's storytelling. Join us in that effort. If you want to get involved with what we're doing, you can hop over to our Discord channel and get to know us and play games with us. We would love to see you there. So what I want to do now is introduce you to this amazing group of people that I get to play Dungeons and Dragons with every single week. Here is the gang, yet to be named Party of Heroes, my friends. Hey guys, how's it going?
What's up?
Welcome in. We're still here playing games.
We are.
We're going to get into some Dungeons and Dragons tonight. We're going to get back to Greyhawk. Before we do that, I would love for you each to introduce yourself and tell us who you're playing tonight. And we will start with Andy G 3D.
Oh, how exciting. I'm first tonight. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Andy, also known as Andy G3D here on Twitch and on our Discord server. Tonight, I'll be playing Desmond Adelar, my personal favorite human rogue, who is now 2nd level. Can't wait to be 3rd level. And yeah, just looking to get back into it.
Great to have you back, Andy. And I can't wait to see how Desmond does as we dive into tonight's adventure. Let's hop over to Ashley.
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley, Minnesota Muse 99 on Twitter. You can find me on Wednesday nights for New of Arden on the same channel. So come see that original TTRPG tomorrow night. And I am playing for you tonight, Zenthi, the very normal looking, except for the bright yellow eyes girl who shoots fire and has bright red hair. She doesn't stand out or anything.
Not at all. It's actually, it's her
normal
personality which draws most of the attention. Just a
That's
sweet
true.
little murderer. Thank you, Ashley. Great to have you back. Let's jump over to Kirk. Kirk, welcome back, buddy.
Hey, thank you. It's good to be back. First of all, what? I'm Kirk. I'm playing Norb Nhyre. His name derived from a Latin word for bullshit. Yeah, he's wild. He's crazy. He's unpredictable. That's a word. Yeah.
All right. We'll see what crazy shenanigans Mr. Norb Nhyre, the bullshitter, gets into tonight. I'm excited to find out. Let's jump over to Bleak Season.
Hello, my name is Daryl. It's my brother Daryl. It's my other brother Daryl. Oh no, wait, sorry, wrong game.
Only one of you can play.
That's right. Hi, my name is Bleak Season. I am the Bleak Season on Twitter. I hang out here, play some games, run some games, have fun, hang out, write weird stuff in the chat, you know, all the good stuff. And I am playing Lachlan Felspar, Dwarven Cleric of the Storm, who right now is lost and without any friends in the world, out in the woods, just trying to find some berries that he can eat without, you know, getting the runs.
Ooh,
Really, you're looking for
indigestion.
berries while you're running from
Looking
Knowles?
for berries, huh?
It was a good time to look for good berries. Good
In the dark?
berries. In the dark.
All right. Well,
way,
we'll see
yeah.
what he comes up with as he takes his stroll. A little bit of a sauntering at night. Midnight saunter.
Little midnight walk. Fresh
Yeah.
air, you know.
All right. Great to have you all back. Of course, everybody knows me. I'm DM Dave, play games, produce games, run games here on Guild Superior, and I'm just super happy to be back this week. We took a week off last week, and now we're back to it. We're all jonesing pretty hard for some Greyhawk. So now we're back. I would love to quickly point out that, hey, we've got a sponsor, CZRPG, a third-party content creator, and one of those people that we need to cherish, love, honor, and support. They have supported us for such a long time, and we really appreciate them for doing so. Tonight, we do have a giveaway. We are giving away the Shining Ring. So enter !drawing to jump in and get that loot. You guys, CCRPG has been with us for a long time, and they have a wonderful library of content over on DriveThruRPG. I just posted a link in the chat to go check out their stuff. And if you are like us and you want to support folks who are making third-party content, they have a Patreon. You can jump over to the Patreon and check out what they have. They have content that they divvy out to their supporters through that platform, and it's fantastic stuff. Maps and all kinds of great stuff. So we hope you will join us in supporting them. Let's see, any other announcements? We do have a bunch of great content coming up this week. In addition to tonight's game, we have our Wednesday night New Varden game, as Ashley mentioned, which is a fantastic, wondrous world created by Dungeon Mr. Ty, who's a friend of ours, and he and his daughter run Adventure Slang Productions. Absolutely fantastic game that we've been playing. Gosh, we're already on the 7th session. We're coming into a crescendo of conspiracy and adventure. I'm really excited for that. And then on Thursday, of course, we're jumping back into our second session of Bleak's new season of the Shade Song saga. And I can only imagine what crazy, dangerous adventures he has lined up for us this week. We had to pay the troll toll last week, and it was absolutely fantastic. A lot of good laughs and super fun role play. So anyways, jump back into that. And then on Sunday, we have our Vaesen game, which just started this last week. If you want to check out our stuff, head on over to our YouTube channel, where we have all kinds of games that we've played archived. You can get caught up on your favorite games. What else do we have? Anything else? I'm trying to think if there's something that I forgot. Let's give a shout out to our friends at Tabletop Audio, who create the awesome musical tracks that we've been using quite extensively. We also have our friends at Cryo Chamber. I'm putting all these links in the chat. We utilize Cryo Chamber's content all the time for our stuff. Anna Nhyre, also, I'm just throwing all the third-party content creators in right now. Anna Nhyre, who created an awesome interactive map for Greyhawk. You've got to check it out. If you love Greyhawk, you're going to have to get over and check that out. Our friends at Trixie Wizard, who created this amazing logo that you see above our heads. Fantastic artists, great people to work with. Their commissions are open, so you're going to want to go also check that out. And then, gosh, just because I love their music, Carl Casey, the craziest dark synth music that we've utilized quite extensively as well. So go check that out. Okay. I just have a feeling that that's everything, but that I forgot something. I don't know. If I did, we'll come back to it. In the meantime, what do you guys say? Should we jump into a little recap from last time we played? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh boy. In our last session, our heroes took counsel with Rufus, surveying the extent of the damage that had resulted from the Knoll attack on Hamlet. You were at the guard tower. You saw the construction site in ruins, scorch marks scarring the compound as the Burns Badgers worked to clean up the site and deal with injured and unfortunately killed workers and soldiers, Rufus revealed that he was concerned about perhaps someone in Hamlet who provided key information to the gnolls, or their handlers perhaps giving them the precision and impact for their attacks. The warrior also relayed that despite the losses, he deployed 2 of his best trackers to follow the gnolls and possibly discover where their lair was. He requested your assistance in uncovering the connection between the gnoll attack and the ruined Moathouse, which had been identified as a potential staging area for local bandits. Possibly a connection between the gnoll attack, these bandits, which you had uncovered when you investigated the abandoned farmhouse, and as now trusted defenders and allies, Rufus gave you an important mission. You set out towards the Moathouse, stopping on the first night to camp under the cover of trees and darkness, fueled by the sweetest, darkest, and richest coffee you've ever drank. Your watches were set, precautions were made to conceal your position and keep an eye out for gnolls. Well, guess what? During the night, you were alerted to the presence of gnolls in the distance. They're yelping and barking, causing Lachlan to wake his companions and putting into play a plan to lure the gnolls into an ambush. You hid near the camp and listened and watched and waited, first hearing, then seeing a huge hyena that emerged to investigate your campsite. As it appeared to lock in on Norb's position, Lachlan blasted it with a guiding bolt. The beast howled in pain and raced off into the darkness, but this, of course, alerted the gnoll scouts. You grabbed your gear and ran, heading south. As the barking and yipping around you, the gnolls closing in, Lachlan stopped at the tree line, urging the rest of you to race to the south, continue running. You made it to the other side of the roadway with Desmond, Xanthi, and Norb hiding in a ditch, waiting for their friend. Meanwhile, a pack of gnolls, following the party's scent, led them right to Lachlan, who strategically cast Toll the Dead at one of the flanking gnolls, resulting in a yelp of pain that drew the gnolls into the darkness to the east. They didn't see Lachlan, luckily, and they scampered off without detecting his concealment. With a narrow escape and a plan well played, Lachlan raced off into the night to find his friends, and that is where we come back to our story, my friends. We will transition over to Xanthi, Norb, and Desmond, crouched down in the ditch, the dark night above you, Lachlan nowhere to be found. You can hear the yipping of gnolls as the activity seems to draw them away to the east, away from you. What do you do?
Xanthi has been trying to use message, which says that no one can hear her speak when she uses it, and the recipient can't be heard when they're replying to it, to try to just desperately pinpoint where Lachlan might be if he's 150 feet away from their hiding spot. Lachlan, where are you? Lachlan?
Where the hell did he go?
He's not replying.
Should we chase him?
Did you see which way he went?
He went west.
I thought
Alright.
he was following us.
Me too.
Yeah, all you guys remember is he stopped at the tree line and urged you all to continue running. He just stopped there to confront or to implement his plan, whatever that was.
I mean, he didn't try to go after them by himself, do you think?
No, I think he ran off.
So you think
You
maybe
wouldn't
we should-
abandon us.
No, I don't think so. Should we just hide here for a while?
We gotta go. We should go find him.
Yeah, I say we go find him.
Okay. Well, I can keep trying to use message.
Thanks for the resub, Doc. Appreciate that. 12 months. Thank you, sir. as you're having this conversation, we'll switch over to Lachlan. Lachlan, you're running for a moment, maybe stopping to catch your breath at this point as you've headed sort of in a southwesterly direction. You do hit the road, and you kind of stop for a moment to get your bearings.
Damn, I'm in a tight spot now. I will try to find a place to just sort of like lie down and just double check to see if they're hot on my tail or not.
Okay, yeah, roll a perception check.
I do have night vision, so I'll, I should be able to see them coming a little bit,
yeah.
What did you want me to do? Perception?
Perception, please.
All right, I'm on it. It's my dice that rolls well.
Can always retire and start that coffee shop you've been dreaming about.
I know. Don't tempt me, man. Ooh, that's an 18 plus 5, 23.
All right.
Wait, I was looking at my persuasion. Okay, perception's plus 5. So okay, good.
Okay, so you don't get the feeling that they're in hot pursuit. In fact, what you hear is their activity. They're very vocal right now, as if they're like hunting or trying to figure out what's going on, but they're moving away from you to the east. So for the moment, you feel like your plan worked.
For the moment, I like that. I'm going to give it a moment, and then once I'm, as certain as I'm going to get that I wasn't followed, staying on the south side of the road, like certainly like a good 50 feet away from the road kind of thing, trying to stay in the bushes or whatever is there. I'm going to start making my way back east to try and see if I can pick up the trail of my buddies or not. But I am prioritizing staying low and not drawing the knolls again, because all this would be for nothing.
Sounds good.
Also, I'm shitting my pants a little bit. It was a tight call.
Dirty pantaloons.
That's right.
Okay, roll a. Are you? If you're going to try to stealth, roll a stealth check.
Hey, I'll spend an advantage.
Hey, thank you. That's right. And folks, if you want to help Lachlan not soil his trousers and not get caught by the gnolls, you can also donate bits and grant an advantage to either Lachlan, one of the other players, or myself.
Bit me. So thankfully that I rolled with the advantage, I got a total 17.
Okay, so for the moment, you don't feel as if these creatures have started to turn back towards you. You haven't tripped over anything or made any loud noises that would potentially give away your position as you slowly creep under the cover of darkness, keeping your eyes peeled and your feet light, making your way back to the east towards where you think your friends might be.
Can I ask you a question? I'm sorry, I know you were like on a roll there. Like, how involved would it be for me to remove my armor, which is, I have no clue what I'm wearing. Hold on, chainmail, I guess. Chainmail will probably take a bit of a time to remove. Yeah,
that. you could do that if you wanted to, and just kind of like stash it.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not going to do it right now because I've already spent but it was more of a, for future reference. Is it a question of it's going to take me 20 minutes to take it off, or is it something?
It's minutes. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
To know for a future.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, my friend. All right. So meanwhile, Desmond, Xanthi, and Norb, you are going to be looking for Lachlan. And what is your strategy to find Lachlan at this point? You're going to head back to the north where you left him? Or are you going to try to follow the road for a bit to the east or the west?
Well, I mean, did we see any of this happen? Like,
no.
How far away were we from?
It was a pretty good distance. It was far enough away where the gnolls were not a threat to you. You guys had run to the south. So you're a ways to the south from where you left Lachlan.
I would say Des would revise his thinking then. Like, if he never saw which way Lachlan ran, I would think we should wait here for him. What do you think?
Well, I mean, is there a way that maybe we could signal him? But like the gnolls wouldn't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe like, how far can we make like a sound or a smell?
I can't make any of those things without
You know,
attracting gnolls.
I can
Hey,
do like
thanks for the
30
follow,
feet
Eldrick.
of smell.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? It might be good if you wanted to make us smell like something that wasn't us, so that, the gnolls wouldn't track us. But, not something that they would find tasty and want to find anyway, but like, I don't know, like
Dirt.
flowers or
Dirt, just like mud. Dirt,
birds.
earth.
Okay. Yeah. I'll just whoosh. It smells like salty mud.
Like
Salty mud.
sea spray?
What spell are you using, Norb?
Minor illusion.
So minor illusion, which we figured out when we looked at it more closely, is it cannot create sound, light, smell, or other sensory effect.
Oh.
It can create the
You can do
visual,
sound.
a visual object,
Oh.
if I'm reading it correctly. You can create an image of an object, such as a chair, muddy footprints, or a small chest in a 5-foot cube. Cannot create sound, light, smell, or any other sensory effect, unfortunately. But we'll still
All right,
say that
well,
all
there goes the odor.
shenanigans with the goat smell out on the farm, that still happened because that was
That
awesome.
still works.
Well, I mean,
An aberration.
Mm-hmm.
I can make
Magic
things
is
smell,
weird that
but
way.
like close. So
Mhm.
Xanthi will imitate that. So right up close, we're gonna smell like salty mud.
Well, that might be a good way to obscure the scent emanating from Lachlan, as Lachlan is slowly strolling down the road.
I think we better just wait here for him then. We have no idea which way he went.
Well, I mean, you think maybe he would be able to track us? He's not really a tracker, is he?
No, I don't think any of us are. I'm pretty bad at it myself. Let's just give him a few minutes.
Okay.
So you guys are gonna sit tight, and a couple minutes pass, and you're just when you're starting to get sort of antsy and thinking that maybe you're gonna want to just go try to find him. You hear, well, actually, roll perception checks for me. Lachlan, what did you roll for your stealth check again? It was pretty high. Was it a 19 or a 17?
No, it's 17 yet.
17.
16 perception.
Okay.
18.
How about you, Norb?
16.
All right, so Xanthi, you hear some footsteps coming from the west towards you on the roadway. It sounds like it's a single individual.
Chainmail.
I'll whip around with
Chainmail.
message and I'll point at them and say, Lachlan?
Xanthi.
Lachlan, it's Zippy, and I'm south of the road.
In the ditch. Tell him to get in the ditch.
In the ditch.
I'm in the ditch too. South of the road.
Oh, all right. I can't hear that. Never mind.
I'm moving in the direction of the farm.
We're. Which direction am I pointing? That I'm picking this
That should
up,
be
so I
right.
know.
Can you triangulate with it? What direction?
Yes. So I have to be
Oh.
pointing at the direction
So you're just
Oh,
gonna
where the
Lachlan,
person is,
Lachlan.
which is
That's
why
right.
I was doing this, is because I was
Gotcha.
fishing for 120 feet out to see if I could find him.
He's
Just
to the
mimicking a
west
turret.
of you, so he's moving. Based on what he just said, he's moving towards you, and eventually you see him sort of start to emerge from the darkness, and the four of you are now reunited. It feels really
Hey
good.
guys, what are you doing there? Fancy meeting you here.
You're
It's
hiding.
about time you showed up.
Sorry, I had a few Knoll problems.
What did you do with all of them?
I ate them. Everybody okay?
Yeah, I feel great. Thanks for
Everybody-
eating all of them.
No
We
problem.
should get.
What did they taste like?
Like shit. Look, I sent them back in the direction of the farm, so we're not gonna want to go in that direction. And if they come back, they're gonna be coming back north, going towards the west, because that's where I last saw them. So my suggestion is we stick to the south of the road, and maybe try to go a little bit further south and try to find a spot to kind of hide out for the rest of the night, and then we can come back around. They might get tired of looking for us, but they might not cross the road. But we should probably
Lachlan, you just smell this salty mud like emanating from Sandy.
And I think we should head south. And what's that smell? Is that? And I kind of, you smell pretty good actually. All right,
Well, I'm trying to cover our smell.
pretty good idea. Let's move a little bit further south in case they come back towards the road. Glad you guys are okay.
Right,
So
let's
just to give you guys a little perspective, so I'm going to bring up the map here. So you are approximately right here on the south side of the road. You had been camping where the flag is, but I'll move the flag down to where you guys are. Of course, the farmstead is here, and the Moathouse is to the north. So it is the middle of the night. You had been interrupted in your rest. So you could continue moving around and trying to find out what's going on. You could try to hide yourselves and try to get that rest that you might need. It's up to you on how you want to proceed, but just throwing out a couple of ideas.
What's the area like? Like what's out here?
It's kind of like scrub brush. It's tall grass. There's some sort of granitic outcrops where you could potentially sort of hide. Obviously, you've got Norb, who is a master earth worker.
Earthbender.
Yep. But there's no trees to conceal you from that perspective. But if you were quiet, you stayed low, and you didn't have a fire, you could probably hide out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If we go back like a little bit further, like another 10 minutes south, and then find a place to lie down, and maybe Norb can bring up a little bit of dirt around us to kind of hide us so we don't have fire. We just kind of try to catch a few Z's. That would be my suggestion.
Yeah, I think we only need a couple of hours, and then we'll be back, up to snuff.
Also, I think I got a Charlie horse. Hurts like a bitch. Oh,
That's what you get for playing hero.
As from running crouched. Okay. You'd think I'd be short enough that I wouldn't need to, but. By the way, do they have a Knoll factory around here? What's going on? It's just these Knolls, man.
I
There
don't
seems
know.
to be a lot of them.
I thought they would all be running the other way, away from Hamlet. Why are there no patrols, scouring the countryside? Isn't
I
that
think
weird?
they're probably more like chickens without heads right now, just kind of not really knowing where to go or what to do, and sort of just running wild.
I'm guessing it was our fire, right?
Yeah,
That
I
probably.
but
Drove
definitely
in.
be camping cold from now on, I think.
It didn't seem like we're just come across by random gnolls. That's a pack.
Yeah, they're on a
but
patrol.
remember how they were yipping at each other, trying to find each other? I think they're, kind of scattered.
Or maybe they have an organized search party. Maybe they know we're coming to hunt them down.
Norb, are you trained in nature?
And Knoll.
No? Go ahead and make a nature check. You're a scholar. You may not be trained, but we'll see if you pick up a little something from your previous studies.
I got a 4.
Nice.
Yeah, you don't know much about it.
Yeah, you skipped class that day.
You
Damn
have
it.
no idea.
It's just not in my limited wheelhouse.
So let's do that. Let's perhaps, if everyone is in agreement, we can move south a little bit and then just try to get some Z's, and then we'll, in the light of day, try to make some sense of what's going on.
Were we able to grab our tents? in our haste.
Fucking tense.
I don't think you did. No, you guys
We
got the
lost
hell
our
out of there
dance again.
fast.
Yeah.
I got the coffee though, but maybe
That's
if,
good.
you know,
We need that.
Priorities.
if the gnolls are following the smell, maybe we shouldn't open the coffee.
I guess we sleep in the open tonight.
Couldn't you make the coffee smell like something else?
I can't make it smell like something else, but I could put another smell over the top of it. But then would you want to drink the coffee?
Well,
I
smell
think
of
the coffee
bear
will be
poop.
all right. It's the fire. We don't want a fire.
Yeah.
Travels too far. The smoke.
Plus, they're gnolls. They probably don't know what coffee is. Uncivilized, as they are.
It's a very strong scent, though.
I know.
Why wouldn't they know about coffee?
I don't know. What did you see like a coffee market somewhere around here?
No, but I mean, think about it. There's probably gnolls somewhere who live near naturally growing coffee.
I doubt it. I
I'm
don't think
no, I'm
those things
just
drink coffee.
Statistically speaking, just talking statistics here.
I think gnolls just get up in the morning and drink blood from the skull of their enemies. I don't think they go for coffee at all, man.
think about the market we could corner for a gnoll coffee shop.
Oh my god.
It's something they don't have. I don't
Coffee
know
and
if
a
they want
gnoll.
that.
Entrepreneurs, you are.
We
Yeah.
got plenty of knolls and plenty of coffee.
Yeah. Let's go to sleep.
Yes. All right. Whose watch was it?
It was
But there was no-
Lachlan's watch before.
Yeah.
That's right. I
And-
was sleeping.
I was also sleeping. I
All right,
think
Norb,
Norb
you're
is
it.
last.
Righteous.
You can have some coffee to keep you up.
I'll dig the coffee carafe out of my bag and hand it to Norb.
I'll pull up a rock from my pillow.
I'm gonna call it now. We could adventure together for 50 years and reach heretofore unknown levels of power, and we will never, in any way, shape, or form, encounter an item of power that we will cherish more than this carafe right here.
That could be true.
Amen.
Do you think
can't
the
have any more,
druid's gonna
though.
ask
Keep
for
me-
it back? Because I don't want to give it back.
We'll kill him.
We could
Maybe
just
we'll just-
leave.
Maybe we'll just forget to bring it up.
We
we
could just
never-
leave with it.
We never saw it.
I mean, he might die.
Let's not wish
Jeez, you
that.
guys.
I mean, I don't want to be
Yes.
worse.
Let's
Wow.
not wish.
The guy who
This
helped
is-
you out.
He might die, said Dez, pulling his dagger slowly from
You're gonna kill him over a
I mean, he was mortally wounded.
bottle of boundless coffee.
I mean, if that thing
I mean,
existed
on his
for real,
deathbed, he gave us this, everlasting carafe of coffee.
it's a hell of a gift.
Well,
Yes.
you know, maybe if we save his life, we could ask if we could keep it.
Right.
Nice.
All right. I'm going to sleep. And Xanthi will, like, go over to one side and just kind of, like, toss over and curl up in a little ball.
I'm gonna massage my Charlie horse and try to grab a few Z's.
Xanthi, it's kind of uncomfortable. Like there's this sort of like broken, dry grass that sort of like pokes through your cloak in some spots, and it's kind of itchy. Not a great night's sleep, I'm afraid, unfortunately.
I try to prestidigitate some lavender to make myself go to sleep.
It works.
You know, if I see anyone who looks really uncomfortable, I might like till the earth to like make it softer.
I would say probably everybody is pretty uncomfortable. There's like rocks and dried grass.
There's a root right here. Could you get
Yeah,
rid of this one?
anywhere I can, I'll till the earth, like make a little mound of soft earth.
Oh, that's nice.
Is anybody gonna do a watch in case the gnolls
Yeah,
come
so-
back?
I'll take watch.
Oh.
I got this.
Norb's turn.
All right, everybody drifts off to sleep. Norb, is there anything that you do on your watch besides fall
You know,
asleep?
I'll take out this sword, this new sword I got. You know, I'll lay it across my lap, and I'll think about unsheathing it, but every time I like start to, I'll be like, oh shit, and resheath it because the bright lights, well, the moonlight starts shining out of it. I'll be like, oh, this is so cool though. And I'll just like, I don't know, hold it and feel it, and I don't know, like touch the hilt and stuff.
Just a man with a sword in the dark.
It sounds pretty dirty, but
What kind of channel are we running here?
Slow.
Yeah, right. Polishing his hilt in the dark. Oh, Norb.
it's so cool.
We got one guy rubbing his Charlie horse over here. The other guy rubbing his sword in the dark.
All right, give me a
kinda
perception check at disadvantage because you're so
I'll burn an advantage.
you're
just to-
excited.
Oh,
Man,
that's a 10.
A 10. I like it. Yeah. So
with
you
advantage.
hear you hear the sounds of the night that don't include the yelping of gnolls for the moment. You feel fairly secure and safe, far enough away from the original encounter where you don't get the sense that the gnolls are anywhere nearby. And if they are, they're sneaking up on you so silently that you'll be dead before you know it.
Well, could be worse.
Now,
Could be
eventually,
Could be rain.
you hear thunder. No, the night starts to give way to dawn during the end of your watch, and you guys can make a decision if you want to stick around and sort of stay put to, I would say, for like another couple hours of the day to get your full rest because you were interrupted in the middle of the night and had to run and sort of hide and all this stuff. So if you want to spend a little extra time into the morning, maybe like around 11 a.m. ish, you'd be able to have your long rest. Otherwise, you could do a short rest.
I can live with the short rest, but you guys, I'm
I
good either way.
could too, but if we get exhausted later on from traveling, would it count? Would we been? Yeah, I guess I don't know. How
Actually,
that would work out.
we might as well have it now since we don't know what's going to happen later. So.
Yeah.
I think I'm all right with that. Yeah.
All right. So you guys spend a little extra time, maybe sip some coffee,
Just lying in
rub
the
your
field.
Charlie horses, and
Making
fondle your
dirt angels.
swords, drawing in your journal, sharpening your knives, perhaps.
It's
And
almost like being on vacation.
it is, except not quite as comfortable. And there's no wait service here for cocktails, unfortunately. But you do get a long rest eventually, as the day before you beckons your heroism. What would you like to do with your day?
Okay, so we got a long rest, right? Let me get started with
Yep.
We should probably get moving towards this Moathouse.
Yeah, but I'm going to say we stick to the south side of the road. It'll be a little bit longer, but like if we can get around the bend today and then hide out again for tonight, and then the next day we can kind of get into that little forested area there and kind of spy on the situation from there. Although here we're going to start getting into some swampland, I guess.
Well,
Right.
Xanthi takes out the map and goes, so, like, I think we got like 5 of these little hexes last time, so we could probably get about 5 little hexes again. So that's...
Who draws these hexes on maps? I've always wondered.
Oh, a
They're so
cartographer
perfect.
does.
Yeah.
Like back at home, Lulu was the best cartographer in town. So I was around maps a lot. And so let's see, like 5.
Xanthi, the more information you give us about your past and where you come from, the less I have any clue who you are or where you come from or, anything really. It's like instead of elucidating the puzzle, you're adding pieces and the pieces are circular and don't have any edges. It's very difficult to kind of...
Well, I'm not, you know, maybe you're trying to make my life a little bit more complicated than it actually is, because, you know, like
Am I though?
I'm just like a boring girl who lived above a cartography shop. You know? And like that's
With your
about
Aunt
it.
Lulu.
Like I was, you know, sometimes Lulu's friends would come by and they were pretty cool. Like they were all adventurers and things.
Lulu's friends, who were they?
Well, okay. So, because
Damn it.
we're friends and, you know, so, I mean, you have to keep it secret, but, like,
Mhm.
I think they were all in the club, you know? Like,
Did they have a good name?
I don't actually know the name of the club. But, you know,
Like a social
Lulu
club?
used to be, sort of. I think maybe they were all, like, mercenaries or something. But Lulu retired. So it was just the two of us, but they would come by and they'd want maps and things, and then they would tell us about their adventures. And
Was one of
so-
them named Tanissa Felvin? Wait, wrong world.
but
That must have been very
that's
exciting.
the reason why I'm here, actually. You know, like, they won't tell me about their club because I'm not an adventurer. So when I become an adventurer, I can come home and they'll let me in, you know?
Oh, see, there's an old dwarven saying, Xanthi, that says, you know, if someone wouldn't want you in their club, why would you want to be in their club?
Well,
So-
it's a club for really cool adventurers.
But how cool can they be if they wouldn't let you in? I mean, you're like such a cool person yourself.
Yeah, but they hadn't done anything.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes when people are like, no, you have to prove yourself to us, maybe they're not really that worthwhile, you know?
Well, they didn't
Met-
actually tell me go prove yourself. They
Oh, you
just-
took it upon yourself? Because like when you met Dez wasn't like, well, no, you can't travel with me unless you prove your worth to me, right? He was just like, hey, you're cool, come on.
I mean, is that what you thought, Des?
That's sort of how it happened. Yeah.
Good. Because I thought
See?
they just followed you around until you got tired.
That happens. But, you know, after a while, it's, you know, changed, I guess.
Because we're best friends now.
Right.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing. All right, let's get moving before I start shedding tears.
Okay. So we go south of the road or we follow the road?
I would say let's go south a little bit. Like, you know, see this hex? Was that what you call it? A hex?
Yeah, like one of these little hexes on the map.
Yeah, so if we stay inside of it, you know, and kind of get as far as we can. So you
That
said
sounds
5,
good.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So we can get to like here or there, like kind of thing, just before the swamp, and then get another night's rest, and then we'll go there. I'll set the place on fire. We'll be back in Hamlet before night's out.
Easy. Easy
Yep.
peasy.
With the dirty bastard attached to Norb's back. Handsome bastard. What's the name?
Handsome bastard.
All right, I'm calling him
I
Dirty
think.
Bastard from now on.
The beautiful bastard? I don't know.
Beautiful
He's a
bastard.
good looking jerk.
How do you know that he's good looking?
Well,
They keep calling him beautiful.
Yeah, but beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Right?
You
Who
ever
knows
met a
what these
beholder?
gnolls thinks is beautiful.
have you met a beholder, Lachlan?
No, I was asking Norb if you'd ever met a beholder.
No. Yes. Wait, what?
I've read about him before.
I mean, I was, you know, it's a saying. You know what a euphemism is, right? Euphemism's not the right word. A saying, a caveat, that's not it either.
An aphorism?
Aphorism, that sounds right. No, that's not right either. Just saying.
The saying.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hope we don't meet any
Subjective.
beholders. Let's hope we don't meet any beholders. That's all I'm saying. I don't even know what a beholder is.
Or euphemisms.
Or euphemisms. Those
It's
sound
like
dangerous.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't even know how to spell them.
It starts with an E.
All right, let's start walking.
We're sitting here having a
We'll walk and talk.
Yeah.
Walk and talk.
I hope we don't meet a beholder.
I have a feeling it could be like when you say something is the opposite of what it actually is. Maybe the beautiful bastard's just like
an ugly nice guy.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Maybe
What
he's
if he
an
turns out to
ugly
be really
noble
cool?
guy.
Well, look, he's commandeering armies of trolls to go raid villages full of innocent people. Like, he may not be handsome or ugly or whatever. Like, he may be just plain Jane, but he a bad dude.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
On the inside, he's definitely ugly.
And I don't think a hug's gonna fix him.
So as you're having these conversations, I'm assuming you're making your way across the landscape. The going is tough. It's pretty rugged terrain, rolling hills, tall grass, plenty of hidden rocks and cobble to twist an ankle and that sort of thing. But you seem to be pushing your way through fairly well. You can see in the distance to the north at certain points, you can see what you think might be the road. Maybe a line of shrubs growing along the road that kind of give away the linear feature along the landscape. You don't see anything moving about on the road, but you do make your way throughout the day. Give me a D12 roll, Desmond, please.
Sorry, I was muted. 12.
A 12. Okay. About midday, you see movement to the north. You're not sure what it is at first, but it looks like there are two or more, perhaps, humanoid-looking creatures, possibly on the road. You're maybe like a quarter mile from the road, but you can kind of see down towards the road. There's a gentle slope working its way down to the north. You can see that there's at least two individuals on the road.
Does everybody see that down there?
They appear to be like on foot or horseback kind of thing.
It looks like they're on foot.
Are they coming like towards us in Hamlet, or are they going towards the gnarly forest?
They appear to be heading west on the road towards Hamlet. You could maybe assume they're headed towards Hamlet. You're not sure, but they're heading west.
Do you think, Des, that there's any way you can skip up there without being seen and just check out if they are? Because if they're just random people, we might want to warn them that there are some gnolls up ahead. But I wouldn't want us to just step out if they're like the vanguard of, the gnoll army.
It could be those two that were sent out, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
right.
forget their names now.
The guards that went to follow the gnolls.
That's right.
Might be worth to check it out just to see in case,
Lars and Jenkins. I think was there. Yeah, Rufus told us about them.
You think it's safe enough for you to crawl up there without being seen with your shiny boots?
I think I could do it.
I have faith in you.
All right.
I was thinking last night that I should have taken those boots.
Too late now.
I know.
I'm gonna trot off.
All right, so you're going to work your way towards the road, and the rest of you are going to sit tight, or what's the plan for the other three of you?
I think Xanthi's just gonna hide a little bit, but where she can kind of peer
Be ready to message him if ever there's anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay within message range, I guess,
120
if possible, right around 90 to 100 feet.
which
I'm
is
gonna
also
army.
firebolt distance.
And coincidentally,
nice.
how far I can run in a single time.
Yeah,
All
Noel's
right.
gonna
Like
army crawl up to the edge of the road and then bury himself in dirt up to his head.
Okay.
I'm gonna lay low near Xanthi.
All right. So anybody moving towards the road, give me a stealth check.
All right.
I'm gonna burn an advantage. I got a 22.
Not
Very
the greatest
nice.
rolls. I got a total of 18.
Okay. So Desmond, you set out ahead of the rest of them, moving rather quickly but silently towards the road, making your way up towards these two figures. And Norb, you're following behind, sort of army crawling, I guess, right? On your chest through the brambles and the grass and everything. Not really able to see a whole lot of what is up ahead, but you're getting, you're making your way towards the roadway. Desmond, as you get up closer, you get close enough to make out what is unmistakably obvious that these two individuals that are moving to the west are indeed gnolls. They seem to be lumbering along, not paying any attention. They don't notice you as you get up to the edge of the roadway, possibly in the ditch, maybe behind them as they're sort of walking, towards the west away from you. You're kind of at their back right now, so you have advantage from the perspective of them not walking towards you or looking in your direction. You're muted. That's how quiet you are.
I know. You can't hear me because I just keep myself muted. I'll just look behind me. Can I see any of my other teammates?
I don't know. I think everybody's kind of hiding, so I would guess
All right.
probably not.
So I'll just wait, stay hidden
Okay.
until they're like well out of kind of earshot, I guess.
Eventually you look to just to the other side of you, back to the east over your shoulder, and you can see Norb, just his head poking out of the dirt.
So
Being
unique
eaten by
hiding
ants.
spot. Fire cut just covered with ants. You can cover your head too,
But I can't breathe.
Just leave a little breathing hole.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna slowly the earth is gonna start crawling up over my face.
I think they're gone now.
Oh.
But I'll wait to tell him until he's covered his face with dirt.
They don't
hear
notice
a
you.
message from behind you as Xanthi points and uses message and goes, "What's going on?"
It was two gnolls that walked by.
Oh,
They're gone now though. They went further west, down the road.
Des, you look down the road expecting to see them sort of like disappearing, but you don't see their figures at all.
And I just lost them. I think we should keep moving.
yeah, I think we should keep moving too. And I'll turn around and explain that to Lachlan. It's just gnolls. There's more gnolls.
Knowles, man.
You guys
Should have
rendezvous.
renamed this the Gnolly Forest.
Yeah, let's meet
Pretty
back
good.
up
I like
and
it.
keep moving.
All right, you guys meet back up, back at the location where you'd been hiding. You continue moving for the rest of the day, not noticing any additional individuals on the roadway or otherwise. And you get to about, I would say, like right around here at the end of the day, with night beginning to fall. You have the sense that in the coming day you could make it, based on the map and Xanthi's ability to read the map, that you could potentially make it to the Moathouse, especially if you use the road. The road is going to definitely speed your your movement. There's no question about that. It will make it a lot easier to cover distance. But for the time being, as the sun is beginning to set, you have an opportunity to set up camp. Do you light a fire on this night, or do you keep it cold camping?
I think we should keep it cold.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
So as you guys set up camp, you get situated, you feel fairly safe in your position. You find a little bit of a raised area where you can see what appears to be the road, just so you can have some sort of a view, but you're still concealed enough where you don't get the sense that anybody's going to see you, especially if you're not building a fire and you're keeping a low profile against this hillside. You set up your normal watches.
Low profile.
You're always in low profile. Absolutely. You guys set up your watches as normal. And before anybody goes to bed, one of you will say, Norb, you're sort of watching, looking down towards the road, just kind of keeping an eye on things while everybody else is maybe eating or just kind of taking care of their stuff, you know. And you can see the glow of a torch burning on the roadway.
Over there. There's a torch.
On the road?
Yeah, I can see a torch.
It's coming. You the rest of you look down. You can see the torch is moving. You can't. The sun has gone down low enough where you can't make out anybody who might be carrying the torch. But the torch is moving from the north to the south on the road. You assume it's the road.
Do gnolls use torches? Did we notice?
Do I remember that from the battle? Were any of them carrying torches?
They were certainly lighting fire to things. So my guess is that maybe some of them did have torches and they were like throwing them into like the smith's shop, for example.
When we met them in the wild, they were just going by.
That's right.
The light of the moon.
Yep. When you ran into them at the farmhouse, yeah, they were not carrying torches then.
Damn it, we're gonna have to go. Oh.
Are we gonna got to go check these guys out too?
Well, unless we have Xanthi use her thing and send a message to them, and they won't know where it's coming from, and we might be able to figure out if they're human or not.
I mean, they could do that, but they would definitely know that someone's out here.
Yeah,
but they wouldn't know where you are, right?
I guess not unless they were familiar with message.
I think it's probably better not to let them know we're around.
Do you want to scuttle up and take a look again? I'm just worried that it's someone that needs to be warned that there's possibly gnolls ahead. Like if this is just like some random person traveling to Hamlet in gnoll-infested brushland.
Well, we're right in between two really bad places in theory, so they had to walk by one really bad place already to get here.
Yeah. I don't feel good just letting someone who might be lost or just unaware. Do you mind just taking a quick look, Des?
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Don't put yourself at risk, but
all right, I'll sneak up a little closer to the road again and try to spy on these two guys.
As he leaves, I will give him guidance so that when he does his stealth check, he gets a plus D4.
How long does guidance last for? He has it until his next check. A minute?
Up
Okay.
to a minute, yeah.
All right. Well, you can use it right away if you want to make your stealth check. It will take you more than a minute to get up close enough to be able to see things, but this will help you get there, get you closer.
Okay. I mean, how many stealth checks do I have to make to get there? I guess.
Well, the one that you can make one now and use the this guidance, or you can make one. Well, you're gonna have to make one as you get closer either way. So I was just giving you an option to use the guidance that Lachlan gave you, but it's gonna take you longer than a minute stealthing through the field to get close enough to be able to see what's going on.
Okay.
You're gonna have to make both anyway, so you might as well take it.
Yeah, I have to use it right away anyway, right?
Yeah, within a minute.
So.
Yeah.
16 plus 8.
Okay,
24.
so 24. Very nice. Yeah, you disappear into the darkness. The rest of your team watching, hoping that everything goes okay as you disappear into the night. And it takes you probably a good 10 minutes of quietly stalking through this brushland. You know, there's tall grass that potentially could crunch underneath your feet, but you've got these sweet elven-made boots that allow you to sort of deftly glide over the top of this duff without causing any major noise. You get closer and closer, and you can see the light a little bit more clearly. You can start to make out some shapes, but before you can see anything, you start to hear voices. I need you to make another stealth check now, as you're much closer where you could hear them, and potentially they could hear you, depending on how you roll.
Not great. 16.
You yourself sense like you made some noise, and you stop and listen and watch. There's no alert made from what's going on the roadway. There's no torch movement. There's no shouting. But you can hear voices continuing as there's a conversation going on. And you can hear snarling and growling. You can clearly hear the common tongue being spoken in quite articulate way. And there's a little bit of like some heated exchanges taking place. You catch a couple words: prisoner, attack on Hamlet. You can hear some of these. You get the sense that there's some sort of exchange going on, and you are going to probably be able to have a pretty strong hunch that there's gnolls up there, as well as humans or very well-spoken gnolls. It's hard to tell. You could get, if you rolled one more stealth check and got a little bit closer, you'd be able to make out exactly what's going on.
Ooh, that's tempting.
I know it's supposed to be. But you would have the full picture of what's happening.
You know what? I'm going to go for it. This is curious.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, it's the spirit boy.
Oh, thank God.
Is how every good TPK starts.
25.
Okay, 25. Very nice, yeah. Desmond. Yes. You sneak closer and closer. This sort of anticipation. You can kind of feel your heart pounding underneath your cloak, underneath your jerkin. You get close enough where you can just kind of pull some of the grass away and peer in, and you can see clearly that there are 3 humans that are holding torches. There's actually 3 torches. It looks like there's probably about 4 or 5 gnolls and maybe 4 or 5 humans. There are also 2 bound humans that are being exchanged along with some sort of a package that are being given to from the gnolls to the humans. Then at that point, they start to break up, and the gnolls like start yelping, and you sort of like let the grass go back in front of your face, like to sort of like hide yourself, as you can start hearing these gnolls are starting to get excited. You can hear the jingle of coin, and the torches start to disappear as they head north. And the yelping and barking of the gnolls starts to head to the west and disappears as you're sitting there just like heart pounding in your chest. The rest of you are watching, looking down. You can't see Desmond at all, but you can see this. You can hear first the yelping as it sort of like breaks out. Of course, it's a greater distance for you, so it's not quite as loud, but the torches start to move. The light of the torch starts to move to the north, and the yelping heads off to the west and eventually disappears into the darkness.
How many humans were with the gnolls again?
As you take one more peek to the north as they're walking away, you can see that there are 5 humans, and they seem to be carrying now some sort of a package that's wrapped up in some sort of a burlap blanket of some kind. And then there are 2 bound prisoners, I guess, with hoods over their faces, hands tied behind their back. They're not saying a thing, but they're being escorted out to the north. And eventually the light sort of starts to disappear as it crests a little ridge and drops down as the road heads to the north.
All right, I'll turn around and start heading back towards our camp.
Okay. Eventually you make it back. No problems.
Was it more gnolls?
I'll let everybody know what I saw.
Hmm.
Do you think those two captives may have been,
Lars and
Jenkins?
and who were the
Oh.
people who picked him up? They were human?
Yeah, there were men, humans.
Did they look like they liberated Lars and Jenkins, or did they
No.
leave them?
No, they were bound. They had hoods.
Yeah, but
They're
the
tied
people
up.
who bought them, they kept them.
Yeah.
Did they go different directions?
Yeah, the gnolls went back west.
And the others went north,
Hmm.
like
Maybe
for
we
the
should
Moathouse.
try to follow the humans instead of going to sleep right now.
Do you think we should try to save those captives?
Well, I think they're probably going to the Moathouse. The question really becomes whether or not they'll live past the night, but I can't imagine they traded prisoners, right?
It looked like some sort of exchange, yeah.
So I can't imagine that they would make a trade just to kill them. So
I mean, maybe they're bringing them back to their base to interrogate them, but, like, there's no way you can guarantee that they want to keep them alive.
the thing is they're moving on the road. They're going to move way quicker than we are moving in the brush. So
Right.
if we,
If
We
we're
could try to-
following them, should we just go to the road?
We could
And
try
just-
to catch up to them on the road.
yeah, but then how many were there?
5.
We could take 5.
I mean, who knows if they have any that they're walking past that are posted as guards.
Okay, well, we need to make a decision quick if we're going to do it, because if we let them get ahead too far, we're not going to be able to catch them. So let's have a quick vote. Who says we go after him now and try to jump him?
I want to rescue people.
You know, I
Is it just
guess
me?
I just, ever since I heard about those two, I'm imagining it's probably those 2 that Rufus sent out. You know?
Do you want to go after him?
Yeah, I feel like we should.
Professor?
I want to go after them. I do, but I don't want to do it on the road.
We might
Okay,
have
well-
to take the road eventually.
Yeah, I think we should go after him too and try to save him if we can before they get into the Moathouse. So I guess we get going.
All right. We
Alright,
could
do it.
probably lure them towards us by yelling.
Maybe once we get closer, we can create some kind of diversion.
All
I-
right, let's well,
Okay.
let's get going. Otherwise, we're going to lose him.
Let's track them.
So I would say we start going back, but instead of going straight for the road, we're going to start going forward also, right? Like kind of at an angle to eventually kind of meet up the road, and we're going to move sort of as quick as we can to try and catch up to them. And then once we see them, we can try something maybe to get their attention or whatever, and maybe set some sort of trap for them. But let's see if we can catch them up first.
So are you going to move at a hurried pace? Are you going to move at sort of a normal pace, or are you going to try to stealth, which would be half sort of speed?
I would think we're going to do a hurried
You're gonna
pace
hurry.
until we see them. Then
Okay.
when we see them, we can adjust.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. I like it. All right.
Dave
So
likes it, we're fucked.
give me, everybody give me an athletics roll.
Oh yeah, that I can do.
– 21.
Nice.
I rolled really
Oh.
good. I don't have good athletics.
11.
Okay.
I got 23.
Nice.
I also got 21.
Oof,
Wow.
glad you guys rolled
Nice.
well.
You guys
Rolled
are beasts.
Can we help Des keep up a
You're
little bit?
carrying Des.
Desmond is
Motivated.
falling behind. It could be the lack of sleep.
Still breaking in the boots.
2 late nights in a row.
No stamina.
There's just a lot of things working against Desmond right now as the rest of you just sort of like bear down and do your best to fight through the tall grass as quickly as you can. And you travel for about 2 hours before you come to the road as you sort of make a gradual sort of beeline for the road, but it's more of a gradual approach. You get to the road and you cannot see the torchlight. You follow the road heading farther to the north. Eventually the road starts to take a turn to the west and you cannot see the torchlight. Either they have put the torches out, perhaps they have gone in a different direction. But by the time you start to stop to take a quick rest, you are about here, and it is getting into past midnight for sure. Because the initial decision to give pursuit was about an hour or two after sundown, as Norb was kind of watching. So it's pretty late in the night, or AKA early in the morning at this point, and you don't see the torchlight. You look at the map quickly to kind of ascertain where you're at, and you get a sense that you're about right there.
We're getting real close.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see them anywhere.
A couple, but it could be a couple different things. One, they put out their torches. 2, they were already at the Moathouse. 3, they never went to the Moathouse. Maybe they went to the farmstead for all we know, or cut in land or something. I think at this point our best bet might be to get into that copse of trees there and try to get some Z's and wait in the morning. I mean, at this point, I don't think we're going to be able to make much of a difference. And if we spend another 3 or 4 hours trekking and then we have to fight, we're going to be screwed.
Yeah, I agree.
At least we're closer, and tomorrow we're within striking distance. So I would say let's get some Z's in that copse of trees over there. And
Sounds good.
we tried.
All right,
Like
but
I said, I
let's-
don't think they're going to get killed right away.
Let's be stealthy in case they have, like, a watch person out there.
Let us. So I'll say we'll just go north into those trees there and
Sure.
do another cold camp in there.
All right, you're going to make your way into the trees, and it sounds like Xanthi is going to do some stealth. If anybody else wants to be quiet about it as you work your way again off the road into the trees, please roll a stealth check for me.
I will. I'll spend one of my points.
Natural 20
Whoa, nice. Desmond.
for a total of 28.
Holy mackerel.
2 in a row.
I'll go with
2 nats
advantage.
2 nats 20s.
We're done for the night,
nice.
man.
Keep using them.
That's some kind of special bonus, right?
I got a nat 22.
Jeez.
Wow. This
You know we're gonna get in a fight in a minute, and no one's gonna roll anything.
It's not gonna matter.
I mean, also, and the number 2, so 22.
What are
We
the
end up
odds?
stealthing right into their camp.
Yeah.
The thought
I
did
got-
cross my mind.
I didn't get a natural 20. I got an 18 though, but
Natural
I think
18?
I got a 13.
Nice. All right. Well, you guys feel stealthy enough. Desmond and Xanthi kind of disappear ahead of you, but eventually you kind of catch up to them as they're in the trees. You cold camp with no fire. You don't hear anything but the birds, maybe an owl hooting in the trees in this sort of small grove that you've nestled yourselves into. And do you have watches? Do you go to sleep? You're at this point, you're pretty exhausted. You've been pushing it almost double time to get to this point from your previous campsite that you had to break.
yeah. No, we're definitely gonna set watches. I'll take the first one since I got my dark vision going. So,
Okay.
if we disturbed anything coming in and they come at us now, I'll have a better chance of popping them off. And then later, if it's quiet, then it won't matter as much.
Let's do a group perception check. Just everybody give me a perception, and then Xanthi, give me a D12 roll.
I'm gonna give myself guidance. Good thing that I did.
The D12 roll is a 5.
Okay. And stealth, or excuse me, perception?
I only
11.
rolled it. Yeah, I rolled a 10.
10, 11,
I rolled an
12.
18 total. Sorry.
12, 18.
An
Okay.
18 total, yeah.
So
With my,
you're pretty tired. It's pretty difficult to even keep your eyes open during your various watches, but you nonetheless set your watches, and nothing spooks you in this copse tree as you seem to be secure for the moment. And Lachlan, as you are taking the final watch of the late night, early morning, you can see the sun starting to rise, shining a dim glow across the land, illuminating this beautiful grassland that you're looking out at. And you can see that there is sort of this haze of fog, maybe like the morning fog lingering low to the west. You know from the map, from investigating the map, that there is a bit of a marshland to the west of the roadway. And so you get the sense, based on sort of your knowledge of nature and that kind of thing, that there's a thick mist hanging over the marshes on this beautiful morning as the birds come to life around you and start singing. And at that point, you guys will have an opportunity to break camp and set out towards the Moathouse. What I'd like to do now is take a quick break as we get ourselves prepared to go see what we can find to the west. And I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody in the chat for hanging out with us tonight, giving us your support and love. We really appreciate you all. If you want to support us, we encourage you to follow the channel, hang out in the chat, and yeah, just get goofy with us. We really appreciate you having our backs, so to speak. And along those lines, if you are interested, we're definitely giving away a beautiful PDF copy of The Shining Ring from our friends at CZRPG Publishing, our great supporters who have been with us for a long time. Please support them. Check out their Patreon. I'll drop links. But ! drawing to be entered to win The Shining Ring. Good luck to you all. We hope you win that. And we will be back in just 5 short minutes. Thank you so much, my friends. Welcome back to Guild Superior. I'm Dave. These are my friends. We play TTRPGs, and tonight we are in Greyhawk, and we are about to visit an iconic Greyhawk location known as the Moathouse. Our adventurers have made a bit of a name for themselves in the region, protecting and getting involved with some of the trials and tribulations in a small little quaint village called Hamlet, a place that they were and maybe continue to be highly suspect of. But you have won over at least the alliances with some of the members, some influential members of Hamlet, who have asked you to help them with this problem that they've been having with gnolls, with bandits, that has grown into a full-fledged attack on the village, of which you were instrumental in repelling the attack. You have more recently set out to investigate the connection perhaps between bandits and the gnoll attack, and to investigate, as it were, the fabled Moathouse, which has laid in ruins since an incident 10 years ago that involved elemental evil and a battle to save the countryside from all sorts of denizens of evil that had plagued and risen up against the people. The Moathouse having been, as you learned from your time in Hamlet, an outpost that was supposed to provide a toehold for these evil followers of the cults to the north at the Temple of Elemental Evil. It was put down by a force combined of regional gnomes and elves and dwarves and the human forces, the warriors from small villages and large cities alike that came to put an end to the evil that plagued the countryside. Now you are playing a role perhaps in investigating the possibility of that evil returning. So, my friends, you have spent a night hiding in a copse of trees to the east of the Moathouse proper. You are on the east side of the road. We'll go back to the map screen here for folks to be able to see. You can, as I mentioned, as the rest of you wake to join Lachlan, you can see this low-hanging mist, this fog that hangs low over the landscape to the west, which you know to be a marshland. It is morning. You've had a long rest. What would you like to do?
With my...
go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
Xanthi gets up, stretches, casts mage armor.
Morning ritual.
Right.
Can we see the Moathouse from where we are?
No.
Okay.
Worried.
I wanted to say from my knowledge, having been a sailor and all that good stuff, I guess I would be familiar with, fog to a certain degree and how it behaves and so on and so forth. So do I feel that this is gonna last, or is it going to burn out really quickly?
You would guess that it will burn off as the sun sort of rises in the sky and the mist sort of evaporates. There's sort of this transpiration going on with perhaps the marsh plants. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you get the sense that, hey, thanks, Phoenix. Appreciate the resub. 22 months. Thank you for the support. We do appreciate you. You do get the sense that it will burn off, unless it's unnatural.
Yeah, because my feeling is this could be a good way to get some cover to approach. So I will lay this out to them as they wake up. Like, I think if we hurry, we might be able to use this mist that's rising from the bog to approach, at least to a certain degree, undercover. It will make things a little difficult because we won't be able to really see where we're going, but it might allow us to stick close to the road. We could cross over to the other side and stick fairly close to the road, but still get some cover from this mist, possibly.
Yeah.
And if we hurry, they're probably, people are probably going to still be sleeping at least for a little while in there.
Sounds like a good plan. Let's do that.
Yeah, we need to get closer either way to...
Worst case scenario, I'm sorry. I was just going to say I can summon more fog and it won't stand out of this one. So if we need a bit more cover, I can.
Right. Okay.
And I'll use prestidigitation to kind of increase the smell of the bog. Like it's just extra bog rolling in.
The beautiful sulfur smell.
To cover our tracks.
Extra
okay.
Bog.
And also just cover our tracks.
Literally covering the tracks.
How long?
Mm-hmm.
All right, no, we can't see the Moathouse yet. So
Not yet. Nope, not yet. But you set out, you break camp, your meager makeshift camp, and you set out to the west, eventually making footfall on the road. So you do eventually land yourselves on the road. And you can then follow the roadway itself farther to the west. Eventually, you're going to have to leave the road to venture on. So you get right about here, I would say, and you can decide if you want to continue following the road to the north and get sort of directly east of it, or if you want to dip into the bog. You look out now, there's still a little bit of fog hanging in spots, but it is starting to burn off. It's been about 40 minutes or so to get maybe an hour to get to where you are. But now you're on the road, you can travel a little bit faster, but you do get the sense, Lachlan, that the fog and the mist is starting to burn off.
Okay, well, whatever, it was an idea. I'll say...
You could cast that fog thing you did before. Just imitate it.
If we need to. I'm thinking let's stick close to the road until we kind of come into view of the thing, and then we can... Once we kind of see it, we can ditch in, and then we can cast fog if needs be. At that point... But let's make a bit of time, I guess. We're not going to be on the road, but I would say just sort of walking off of it so that we're
kind of like right
Not
in
as
here.
Visible, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
All right.
once we kind of think we can kind of see it, we're going to head inland a bit more. I think.
Sure. So as you dip off the road to the west, it is wet soil immediately after coming off of sort of the causeway that the road sits on. It looks like probably parts of the road have been reinforced over time with boulders and cobble, maybe brought in on carts from other places to elevate it a little bit up from the damp soil of the bog. There are thorns and thistles and weeds growing, shrubs thick along the edge of the roadway as you kind of dip down. It is, like I said, wet on your feet. It's overgrown, it's cluttered, it is I would say it's difficult terrain for you to travel this way. But it does lead you to the north. You're able to kind of keep just off the road as you head farther to the north and get closer to where you think, based on the map, that the Moathouse lies. So you probably get up to it right about here. At this point, you'll have to start to make your way west based on the reading of the map. And you cannot see the Moathouse at this point. Just to be clear on that. You don't see any structures. You just see this vast bog. It looks like it's going to be tough going. What are you going to do? Is there anything that you guys can think of that might make it easier on you to travel?
Is there any kind of trail or anything like that we can see?
Roll a survival check for me, Des.
Horrible. Pretty sure it's +2. Yeah, 7.
You don't see any trails. It just looks like a thick, dense wetland that just extends to the west. Now, you know that there's a structure out there somewhere, so in your mind, you're thinking there's got to be a way to get there, but you just don't, you're not seeing it, Des.
Xanthi would like to look for campfire smoke, because if there is a building out there where there's a bunch of people, they probably have a cook fire going.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Roll a perception check for me.
I got a 4.
Well, you guys rolled all those beautiful, natural 20s. Hey, thanks, Solution, for the gift subs. Thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you. We really appreciate that. Wow, thank you.
Thanks.
I'm gonna give a quick shout out here to our friend Solution.
Solution to all our problems.
I think so. See if that works. Join us in following Solution. Beautiful maps, beautiful person. Thanks for the support. We appreciate it. Yeah, okay, so yeah, Xanthi, you look across the horizon and you really can't see much. There's that low-hanging mist that's just starting to sort of evaporate. And you can kind of see, like when it's hot, and you can kind of see those thermal sort of distorts the horizon a little bit. You're kind of getting that view as you look on the horizon, trying to see smoke rising. You're not seeing it. Not seeing any smoke. Just fog. Norb or Lachlan, is there anything you guys can think of that might help you out in this respect? Or are you just going to kind of start trudging into the fen?
I don't really have too much of anything. I mean, if we had a boat, I could pilot it.
I just do some investigations, see if there's evidence of them doing any foraging in this area, like movements around the area, kind of like trail searching.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and you can do an investigation or survival based on your description. Either of those will do.
Got a 19 investigation.
Okay, so
finally somebody.
You look about, and first of all, you see a lot of tracks on the road. They look old. You don't see anything that's like, this is a brand new fresh track, looks really clear. They're worn, they're weathered, as if rain and maybe wind have eroded the definition of the tracks, the foot tracks, the wagon cart wheel tracks, etc. Animal tracks. But you do see that there is, you catch a glimpse and you go investigate it more, and you can see that there is a narrow game trail that appears to be following some sort of natural rise in the marsh. It's not perfect, and you can see how it kind of disappears at certain points, but as you take the first few steps in that direction, your feet stay slightly drier. You feel the ground beneath your feet is a little bit more solid, and you have found what appears to be a game trail that's heading in that general direction of a due west orientation.
Well, I will share this with everyone, and then I will see if I can get some dirt near the start of the trail and start pushing it along the spots, pushing it along the trail basically to follow it, but also to like fill in the gaps where the trail, you know, maybe sinks down a little more to keep our feet even drier.
Okay. So Norb is sort of taking the lead, and as you're going, what I'm understanding, Norb, is that you're sort of like building an embankment as you go to sort of guide your friends along.
Yep.
Keep you out of the water, essentially.
Yep, the best I can. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be perfect.
Right. And in some spots you don't really need it, in other spots you do. You know, and so you can kind of patch it together as you go. It's slow going. A mile takes you, you know, maybe like an hour to go another mile, another hour. It's slow going, but you follow the faint traces of this game trail. At some points you lose it, but then you seem to find it again as you're heading farther and farther to the west. Eventually, the track that you're following begins to turn in a northerly direction. The land becoming damper, more boggy, more wet, and then it just kind of disappears. And as the last remaining remnants of this morning mist evaporate, you see ahead of you a silhouette against the remaining fog, and it does look as though there's a structure, probably a quarter mile ahead. At this point, also, I should make mention that you guys are in a swampland. And we know that you are because I just cued the swamp music. There are bugs, gnats, flies flying about, landing on your faces. It is becoming sort of a damp. That evapotranspiration that's happening from the plants is kind of causing you to sweat a little bit, so you're getting a little bit damp in your clothing. But you do see, Norb, you're the first one to see it as you're looking ahead. You can see the silhouette of some sort of a structure up ahead.
All right, everyone. I think I see what we're after way over there. I'll try and point it out to everyone.
Is the fog completely gone now?
It's just sort of like almost gone as it rises and disappears. Now, Lachlan, you can also see that there's this low structure about a quarter mile ahead. Maybe less.
Oh, there it is. We need to storm the castle, right?
Yeah, but
How
I don't
do we
think
sneak up on something in a bog where there's only one path?
Very quietly, carefully. I don't think this is the main way yet. Just a hunch. Seems a little rough.
Do we know anything about how these
this
buildings
place?
are built, or if they normally have like access points, or like, do we know anything about moat houses?
I mean, we could ask Norb. He was working on that tower.
Norb,
Well,
what do you know about tower architecture?
oh my goodness. I
So much.
thank you so much for asking me.
All right.
Just a moment,
Now's your
please.
moment.
And I like reach into my bag and I pull out notes. So there's the palisade, there is the wall, there's the main gatehouse, there's the portcullis, there's this natural features of a moat, and this being a swamp, it's almost as if the swamp is the moat. It's a massive moat. So if I had to guess, it has, a main entrance. It may have one, or 2 small side entrances. If I had to guess, steep fortifications, large walls, but I can't see it from here. For all I
Right.
know,
Could be a
it
ruin.
is a 1-story barn. We need to get closer, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right.
Well, okay. So before we do,
Go on.
let us discuss exactly what we're doing. Are we scouting it out? Are we attempting to go in? If we're going in, how do we go in? Once we get inside, what is it that we're attempting to do?
Well, we need to find
sort
those
that out.
prisoners. So we need to figure out where they're being held, and like
Yeah,
if
but
we
if there's
can-
a garrison of like 30 brigands in there, we can't go in there and just hope to.
Well,
Well,
what
I
did-
guess then we try to go back to Hamlet and we tell them that there's a big group of 30 gnolls sitting here out in the high road.
If
what
we
did
went
Rufus,
in,
what
Sorry,
did
go ahead.
Rufus say? Did he ask us to do anything specific? Like, I didn't write it down.
He wanted us to find out what happened to those guys, the 2 guards that followed the
Right.
gnolls, and he wanted us to check out the Moathouse and see if it was, a dangerous thing.
what if we
Well-
went in under the flag of truce and we attempted to bargain for the freedom of these guards, with
I don't-
promises of riches and subterfuge towards Hamlet, and then we lead them into an ambush?
Do you have an ambush prepared?
Not yet.
I don't think these gnolls are the talking sort.
Okay.
Well, I guess we don't really know who lives here, but I think we should assume they don't want to talk to us.
So,
I could sneak in there.
do we see enough now to see, first of all, if there are guards like on the walls or around the area?
So at this point, you guys are still fairly far away from it. You can just see it on, you can see the structure ahead of you. The fog is lifted. You would need to like get in closer if you wanted to do some reconnaissance of it.
I think we should sneak closer and find out what we're dealing with.
I agree.
All right, take off my armor.
I mean, I don't think we're here looking for a battle necessarily, but we need to find out what we can.
Yeah. So I'll
See if
take a few minutes and remove the chainmail and fold it and wrap it up and put it in the backpack. Cry a little bit.
Hmm.
My AC goes to hell.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Well, hopefully we'll have an opportunity for me to slip it back on before we get into serious business.
All right.
All right, let's move.
Start
right.
sneaking forward.
All right, everybody give me a stealth check as you're going to get closer to a point where you can see a little bit better the structure of the Moathouse.
I will burn another advantage.
Okay.
I'll give myself guidance.
Ah, 2 17s. Total 25.
Very nice.
16 for me.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
8.
God.
Ouch. Okay. You guys slog your way quietly-ish towards the structure, and as you get closer, you start to see that it is this stone block constructed, ruined structure. And I'm going to put a image of it from the module up on the stream for folks to see. This is a little bit of a giveaway for the players. The actual characters don't see it from this perspective. Obviously, this is sort of an aerial view. But you see this stone block constructed structure. There is indeed a moat around the perimeter of it. hence the term Moathouse. It stands amidst what appears to be some sort of an intentional island constructed in the middle of a stream that diverted the stream around both sides of it. It is, as I mentioned, in pretty much complete disarray. Whatever battle happened here 10 years ago to put down the denizens of the Temple of Elemental Evil who had taken up residence in this structure, it has been destroyed pretty severely. It would have expect to be, I don't know, a multi-storied structure has been reduced to a one level structure. Much of it falling apart. Blocks and rocks piled along the perimeter of the structure, the walls itself, and it looks like it's in pretty serious disarray. You're close enough now where you can sort of start to see a general, at this point, lack of activity. You also see that there's in front of the Moathouse, just to the south of it, there appears to be a drier area where there are some trees, some of them still bearing leaves, some of them in their autumn foliage, and then some of them look to be dead, maybe from heavy water inundation and that sort of thing. But there is a little bit of a rise to the south of the area. And I will bring up a map for my players here. Give me 1 second as I bring that up. So the three of you are coming up from approximately the south, and you can see as you get to the edge of this rise that there is plenty of vegetation, as I mentioned, in this area in front. There actually are two paths. You can see, well, you know of one. You can see one path right in here, and I'm going to show this also to the folks that are hanging out with us so they can see what's going on. Let me drop the Moathouse image here. There we go. All right, so you, my adventuring buddies, are down here in this corner, the Moathouse being to the north of your position. You have eyes on the front gate. As best you can tell, there's no activity. As we zoom out, we can see that the front gate is up in this area here where there's this convergence of these two pathways.
Do you think that's the only way in?
It looks like it.
Does this place look abandoned? Because that picture you saw was kind of...
The walls aren't in very nice condition. There's a few holes.
Yeah, I'll put that image back up, Lachlan, so you can just kind of get a feel for it. It is beat up, and from your perspective where you currently are, which is still a fair distance away, a couple hundred feet, it looks like, it looks like it's all but abandoned. I mean, it doesn't look like a pleasant place by any stretch of the imagination, and you currently don't see any activity.
Maybe there isn't even anyone here.
There might not be, but we need to check it out.
Do you think maybe we should pretend to be like a group of, like, half of us are bandits and the other half are prisoners, and like, you know, like we're tied up but loosely, and then like they lead us up there and you're like, hey, we got some more, and then like hopefully they all run out and stuff. But what if there's like 50? I don't know. This is a terrible plan.
I know.
I have a bad feeling about going in the front door.
You devised a plan and talked yourself out of it.
So
what about that hole in the wall over there?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you think we can cross that water? Looks pretty gross.
Well, with Norb's earth malleability, we might be able to make a little path for ourselves. But
I can make a little bridge.
My suggestion might be again. I think I'm going to sit in the bushes here and put my armor back on, and maybe Des, if you want to go up and take a gander kind of around it and see if there's any other ingress points or something, or if you spot any people whilst I do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up a little bit, stealthily stay hidden and try to figure out if I can see any guards or anybody kind of like keeping a watch on that front entrance or along the wall or anything like that.
Okay. Go ahead
It's
and
like broad daylight, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's daylight. It's probably about mid-morning at this point. Almost all of the fog, which was laying heavy on the landscape, is gone at this point. Where do you want? Go ahead and place your token, Des, where you want to be, and give me a stealth check.
So I'm gonna move up to like this area so that I can try to, get a good view of, the gate, the wall, that sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah, you've got some good cover there. You've got that large boulder to your north. You've got the reeds that are growing in this sort of damp. This area next to you right here is very wet. These are all reeds and wetland plants growing here. There's a little bit more upland around here where you guys are. Certainly is a little bit drier. And the pathway is sort of on this this causeway that sort of guides itself and weaves its way between these wet areas. This, of course, here is a wetland as well. What'd you get for a perception check?
Oh, perception. I rolled stealth.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What'd you get for your stealth check first?
20, dirty 20.
Okay. All right.
And I can roll a perception here.
Yep.
Come on. Oh, that's better. Not bad. What's my plus? Oh, nice. 21 perception.
All right. That's great. Yeah. You look ahead. The primary thing that you're looking for is activity of humans or gnolls or anything like that. You don't see anything like that. You don't see any immediate activity. You hear the buzzing of the insects, croaking of toads and frogs. You see in front of you sort of this crumbling embankment right here that leads its way kind of between these wetland areas. It's a little bit damper in here where it's a little bit darker, and it leads up to this drawbridge, so to speak. Vegetation is dense and there's down trees and that sort of thing. You can see that there is a fairly, despite the ruined state, the walls seem to be relatively intact. There is a bit of a breach here where there are rocks piled. It looks like crumbling stonework. As I mentioned, the construction of the Moathouse is like stones placed together, and a lot of that is crumbled down. And there are certain areas where you can see that it's piled up. Well, this is one of those areas here, and then you can't really see it, but there's another area here where there's crumbling walls that have fallen in. You can see some of the old timbers above the crenulated battlements that's kind of above on top of this area that's obscured with the fog of war. But there are like these rafters that seem to just end with rotten, broken parts. But you don't see any activity in terms of humanoids. You just hear the insects, and you can hear the trickle of the water as it flows through this narrow channel right here.
All right. Does this hole in the wall, sure, I got my pointer. This thing here, does that look like something a person could climb up and walk into the place?
You would need to get closer and investigate it to make that determination, but it's possible. You're not sure from where you are, I guess, is the long story short on that one.
All right. I'll head back and just kind of fill in the crew with what I saw. No sign of anyone. Real quiet.
Do you think maybe they're all sleeping right now?
I guess it's possible. Dude.
Are
Seems
gnolls
unguarded.
nocturnal?
I was wondering about that. I don't know. Would I know that, Dave? If gnolls are nocturnal?
You can roll a nature check. I think you've rolled for gnoll knowledge before and had mixed results.
Well, I just rolled a 19 plus 4 for nature. So that's 23.
It's possible. They certainly have been active at night the last couple of encounters that you've had.
Right, but these could be humans too. Right, because we saw the humans humans taking those captives.
Yeah, if you remember in the night when you saw Des, when you stealthed up and got eyes on what was happening, it was almost as if it was a trade between gnolls who had a bundle and 2 captives and a group of humans who had a satchel of coin that they exchanged. The humans then heading north towards this area that you've sort of followed them to, and the gnolls disappearing to the west.
Either that or we beat the humans here.
It's possible. Maybe they, camped close to where we saw the exchange. I mean,
Let's move in. If they're coming up behind us, we'd be better off inside, and it feels like it's probably fairly empty. So let's. Did you see another way in? I'm sorry, I missed that. Did you?
There's a hole in the wall over there. It looks like, I think you'd have to get up there to see if you could get in that way.
All right. Well,
And
let's
it
go
looks
and
like
check
a
it
lot
out.
of work to get over there.
and how gross is that water?
Did I get a good view of that?
No,
Dave?
not yet. You haven't gotten up to the water's edge yet.
Yeah, we'd have to
Alright.
go check it out.
Well, let's scuttle up there, I guess, and check it out, and then Norb can let us know if he thinks he can make a little bridge up to across there. And
Well, that's a great idea.
Norb had it earlier. He was like, "I can make a bridge across there." I don't want to steal his idea, is what I'm saying.
All right,
Alright,
let's
Wait,
sneak
did I
up.
have that idea?
Yeah, you did, and I know that in academia you're pretty much up on your high horses about plagiarism and stuff. So I just figured, I'd cite the origin of the idea.
Yeah, make sure you
I just
set
have so
your
many
sources.
ideas. I don't remember.
Jeez. Oh, that's
So
funny.
let's go up there.
So Norb, I want you to make sure you read your mold earth really closely to make sure if this goes the way you guys are talking that you can actually do it. First of all, you guys are going to make some stealth rolls for me.
I should get those
Please.
boots off you.
18.
Okay.
19.
Okay. Very nice.
12.
12. Okay.
And that's with guidance.
Well,
All right.
I rolled a natural 1 before I rolled. So it's probably a good thing I have the boots.
Yeah, that is. Those boots are made for stealthing. What about Norb?
15.
Okay, so go ahead, Norb, and move yourself up to that rock there. All right, so here's what happens. You guys make it up to this rock. Desmond, you're slightly ahead by about 15 feet at this downed tree that seems to be decaying and being reclaimed by the earth. You look ahead, you can see that the water is flowing, but it seems to sort of pool up at certain areas. There's a little bit of a ripple here that drops into a pool to the left. There's a little bit of a beach right here, but anybody who wants to sort of survey this wall and the approach, go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
I'm going to burn another advantage for this.
15.
I only rolled a 6.
I got
Okay.
a 21.
I
All
got a
right.
nat 20 for a 23.
What? Nice.
I don't know anything about banks, but I know this.
Wow.
You sure know what it looks like.
Yeah, you do.
I've seen this on the map, I'm pretty sure.
Very nice. Yeah, you look ahead and you can see Xanthi and Norb specifically as you look at this corner of the structure here. I'll indicate it with my pointer here. This area here, there is a pile of rocks. There is also what appears to be sort of a pooling of water, sort of brackish water in this area right here. In between sort of what appear to be there's a ledge that kind of works its way around. For the most part, most of what you can see, this abutment of a ledge that goes right up to the walls of this particular structure. But right here, there appears to be a seepage, and there's this brackish water. It does appear that perhaps with a little bit of luck and maybe some movement of stones, you could potentially gain access through this point. You could certainly try to do that if that's something that you want to do.
The place.
You could potentially seep your way right in through that area.
Is it worth the trouble rather than just going in the front?
Well, it depends if there's dudes waiting for us in the front door.
Right.
How about we get across, and then we can kind of hide on the side there, and then you can try to scuttle around and go and check the front door if there's...
I have a grappling hook. We could always throw it up there once we get across.
I'm down for that. I can climb.
Might make a little noise, but...
All right. Well, let's do what we can. So let's try to get across first.
Okay, you're going to make your way up to the water's edge, everybody?
Yep.
All right, let's get another stealth check, please.
Oh, another stealth, you said?
Yep, as you're going to make your
Sorry.
way up to the water's edge.
I got a 2. For 4.
You got a
4
4.
total.
Ooh.
Yeah.
24.
I got a 2 for 4 total.
Oh, okay.
Did you? Xanthi reaches out as she stumbles into the water and just grabs Norb.
And I fall in too.
You fall into the water. Okay, with a splash, Norb falls into the water, and it's loud. Xanthi, where are you? You're up there as well. Everybody's pretty much up there.
Yeah, so basically he fell in because I grabbed him because I slipped.
Slip, fall, splash. Desmond and Lachlan, you kind of look at each other, and then you look over towards the gate, the drawbridge, to see if you notice any sort of movement of sentries or anything. You look up just sort of instinctively at the battlements to see if you see any movement or alarm being made or bows being drawn. Desmond, you're probably particularly sensitive to the potential for arrows to be flung in your direction, I would imagine. Possibly even hunkering
the
down.
Whistle of arrows.
Norb, you're out in the water a little bit. It's rather deep at that location, and as you're sort of getting your bearing, you feel this movement near you in the water, and this sticky, slimy, disgusting feeling on your neck as this giant toad reaches out and tries to grapple you with its tongue attack.
Toads now.
Everybody roll initiative, please.
Norb, you need to stop trying to make out with the frickin' fauna.
Yeah, I'm gonna kiss it back.
Maybe it's a princess.
Hey.
So yeah, go ahead and give me some
Initiative. Action?
Yep, initiative, please.
Nice. I did say I put my armor back on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, you did.
Norb, they are going to get a surprise attack at you. What's your armor class? I rolled a 17.
It is only 15.
Okay. So the sticky tongue lashes out to grab you, and it pulls you towards it. So you get pulled into the water. We'll say right here. Away, Xanthi, you kind of reach out for Norb as he gets pulled into the water a bit. And the toad is going to attempt to bite you. Actually, sorry, it's a frog. It's not a toad, it's a frog.
It gums you.
But it does not miss you. You are currently grappled, but it misses you with the bite attack as it bites into your armor. Or actually, you don't wear armor, do you? Nope. it bites into something. Maybe your axe.
My muscles.
It gums your axe. Yep. And with that, my friends, let's get into initiative order 25 to 20. Oh, okay.
Not it.
15 to 20.
18.
17.
All right,
17
so
as well.
18 for Lachlan, 17 for Dez, 17 for Norb, and Xanthi, what'd you get?
9.
9 for Xanthi.
Just trying to get my bearings after nearly falling in.
Understood. Yeah, it's not good. You're sort of pulling yourself together as you look. You see Norb being pulled away, and you also see that there are more of these toads. There appear to be a couple of really large toads and a couple of smaller toads as Norb is now splashing in the water as he's being pulled by this one right here. I'll give it a purple ring there. He's being pulled by purple into the area. This large toad here, right here, is going to attempt to do the same thing to our friend Lachlan. That's a dirty 20. What's your armor class, Lachlan?
18.
Okay, it pulls you 5. Let's see, it can pull you 5 feet into the water. So it pulls you this way. You get pulled. You slip off this little embankment and slip into the water. It's going to try to bite you, and it does bite you for. I rolled an 18 plus stuff. 3 piercing damage as this toad bites you with its toad beak. I don't know.
Fucking asshole.
Yep.
Not you, the frog.
No, I don't know anything about frogs, but like, do they have beaks?
Well, they do. They don't really have teeth, but they do bite. This one here is going to bite you as well, Lachlan. This one is a smaller frog. What did you say your armor class was? I rolled 17 total.
Yeah, that misses. I'm 18.
Okay, so that one misses. Norb, the one to your left, is going to try to bite you. It's going to miss with an 8. And then Xanthi, this one is going to move over to you and try to take a bite. That's going to hit with a 19 total for... for 5 piercing damage.
Ow!
And you are grappled by it as it bites on and just latches onto you. That is the end of their turn. Oh, no, it's not. The one that's got Norb is going to attempt to swallow Norb.
What?
Wait, no.
How big are these fucking frogs?
Hold on. What size are you, Norb? Are you medium?
You're
I am
human,
a
right? human.
Yeah, no, it cannot swallow you. If you were small, it could swallow you. So it'll bite you instead. And that misses with a 10. It bites into whatever you have on your body again. That brings us to Lachlan. Lachlan, you are currently you're grappled. You can try to break the grapple. You can attack this thing.
Yeah, I'm going to be trying to break the grapple since I am strong.
Okay, let's do a
would you like me
contested
to do?
athletics check for me.
Okie dokie.
Or acrobatics, whichever you prefer.
Athletics in my jam. Swell, 1622.
Yeah, you grab the sticky tongue and you just tear it off of you. It kind of pulls a little bit of the skin off your neck, but no big deal. You don't take any damage or anything, but you are no longer grappled. That did take your action though.
Can I move though?
You can move, absolutely.
All right, I'm going to move back here. Move back in there.
All right, it is going to take an attack of opportunity at you, of course. It's going to try to bite you, but it misses with a 13.
Awesome.
All right, that brings us to Desmond.
Xanthi is grappled. You said
This thing is biting on her. It's like latched onto her, so she's mechanically grappled. But
if I attempted to shove her, would it free her from the grapple?
no.
No. All right, I'm gonna back up this way because I don't want anything to do with these toads. And then I'm going to shoot this one with my crossbow. This one.
Okay. All right.
Going after Xanthi.
Yep. Let's do it.
I'm going to use an advantage from the chat. Thanks, chat.
Thank you, chat.
That's pretty good. Ooh, that's better. Sorry. Where is it? 25 to hit.
25 definitely hits. Absolutely.
All right, that's a total of 14 piercing.
Wow,
Sneak
yeah.
attack.
You take aim. This is with your crossbow. This is your crossbow attack. You take aim with the crossbow and you fire it in just past Xanthi. It hits right in the big bulbous eye of this large frog, this giant frog, as it were, and it drops its grasp on Xanthi as it slumps back into the water and just kind of floats there and starts to float down the river. It is dead.
Bonus action, I will now shove Xanthi back towards me.
So you're gonna pull her?
So, yeah, I'm gonna give her a pull, like a big tug.
And how do you do that?
Through my telekinesis.
Oh.
So she can choose to fail the save and get pulled 5 feet in any direction that I choose.
Sure.
So
I mean, I'm kind of disoriented and off balance anyway. I slipped on the bank. I almost fell in. A frog grabbed me, and now I'm being pulled back.
Yeah, you feel
Absolutely.
a hand grab you by the collar and like pull you backwards 5
So
feet.
go ahead and place her where you would pull her to.
So I just wanted to make sure she's not in the water, basically.
Yep. There you go. Okay. Good turn. Any movement at all from Desmond? Norb, you're up next.
Yeah, I'll use my movement to kind of peel around here a little bit to try to get a shot at the one that's going after Norb.
Okay. All right, Norb, you're up, buddy.
All right. So this frog has its tongue wrapped around me, right?
Yes,
And its mouth is wide open, right?
it is.
And it's not a huge creature. It's just kind of normal size or
It
big.
is. It's as big as you are.
Okay, cool. And I'm right in its mouth is open because it's got its tongue around me.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach down its throat and try and feel for organs.
Okay.
And I'm gonna squeeze them.
All right. So you're gonna make an unarmed attack. It sounds like.
Yep.
All right. Give it to me.
A 9.
Unfortunately, you reach in there and you reach around and you start pulling on things, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything other than getting you more stuck inside of its mouth. Like your arm is in there up to your shoulder now. It's trying to swallow you, but because you're too big, it can't. It's kind of choking on you a little bit.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, can I, am I technically grappled so I can't move at all?
Correct. You are grappled.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to chill there, trying to choke it out with my body.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. That brings us to Xanthi.
All right. Xanthi, who almost fell in, almost got eaten by a frog, and now is back on shore, is going to pull out good old Firebolt.
Nice.
She
Old reliable.
yeah, right. The one holding on to Norb, and she lets out a big ball of fire. Let's go of him, and let's rip.
All right. Give it a shot.
23
That will
to
hit.
hit.
Yep. Roll me some damage, please.
Only 1 fire damage.
1 fire damage. Okay.
Very much.
Yep. Anything else from Xanthi? Do you want to move?
Yeah, she's gonna move over here by this scrubby tree to hopefully give her some advantage if she gets grabbed by another frog creature.
Okay.
You can hold
like
on to
it.
something.
All right. Well, as you do that, this frog is going to move into this position and is going to try to get you with the sticky tongue.
No.
Sticky
I can so
tongue.
totally see this too, like in the module. If the players decide to cross the moat, they get attacked
They
by
get
6
attacked by-
rabid frogs. I can
Yeah.
totally see it in the module too.
1d6 rabid frogs.
A 11 to hit you. I don't think is going to hit you as this
No.
tongue comes flying out of this thing's mouth to grab you, and you sort of like ditch out of the way. It does not get you. Hey, thanks for the raid, Stygian Pilot. Great to see you. Thank you. We're fighting, yes, giant frogs. All right, so let's see. Lachlan, what this guy right here is going to attempt to bite you.
How do I know it's a guy?
That is because I just said it was. That is going to be a 17. That's not going to hit you. The one to the north of you is going to try to bite you as well. That's not going to hit you. Norb, the one that you have your arm up to your shoulder inside of is going to try and bite you. And I'm going to use one of my advantages on this since it makes narrative sense because you're in its mouth already. That is a 17 plus, that's a dirty 20 to hit you for a total of 5 piercing damage. And you are still grappled. That is their turn. That brings us to Lachlan with Desmond on deck.
I am going to keep in my shield sort of up with the 2 frogs in front of me. I'm going to reach down and grab Norb, and I'm going to try to start pulling him out of there.
Okay.
With my strength.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a athletics check.
I will spend one of my advantages to give me an advantage. Woohoo! 18 plus 6, 24.
Okay. You do not free him from his grapple, but I will say this, when he rolls, if he rolls to try to free himself from his grapple on the next turn, he'll have advantage because of your help.
Okay. So, and I guess, oh, no, I'm not going to provoke an L. I'm okay where I am.
Okay. Desmond with Norb on deck.
I'm going to shoot my crossbow at that one that's holding on to Norb.
All right, let's do it.
I'll
That's the
use
one
my
that
last
Xanthi
advantage.
hit with her firebolt.
1 damage.
1.
Oh my god.
Talk
not
to me,
good.
Goose.
11 to hit.
If it meets, it beats. Roll me some
Oh,
damage.
really?
Yeah.
Whoa. All right.
These things are not hard to hit typically.
That's a total of 13 piercing
Whoa.
with sneak attack.
Okay.
Nice.
Very nice. I'm going to say between that hit and the pull that Lachlan made, that it no longer has Norb grappled. Norb, you're able to like pull your arm out as a free action from its mouth. You're no longer grappled by its tongue. It sort of like retracted its tongue as it was hit by the bolt from Desmond. What do you want to do?
All right. I'm going to No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm
Use that shiny new sword.
Oh yeah, it's bright, and I don't want to alert anyone to our presence.
Just FYI, you're having a battle
middle of the
literally
day.
on the edge of whoever's stronghold this is.
Yeah,
So-
I think
Yeah, we're
High
not quiet
noon.
anymore.
stealth has gone out the window.
Oh,
It's high
okay.
noon.
In that case, a glowing sword is going to be pulled from its sheath, and then I'm going to be like treading water with it, and like, oh crap, this is maybe not the best idea, but I'm going to still try and swing it.
Yeah, it's deep here, Norb.
Put the pointy end in the frog.
You're gonna have disadvantage on the attack because you're essentially trying to like exactly what you said, tread water, maintain your balance. Your feet don't have any purchase beneath you.
Just
Right,
disengage
right.
and pull back, man.
Well,
Next
you
one there.
know,
You can't do anything if your feet aren't down, so disengage, pull back.
You could potentially, Norb, if you still wanted to attack, if you went to this space here, which isn't going to put you at an attack of
Yeah.
opportunity, you'd
Still-
be in shallower water.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna step up into the muddy edge of the bank. I'm gonna, get my footing kind of loose, and then I'm gonna swing the sword on the one that was biting me.
Okay. Give it a swing. This will be no disadvantage on this one since you're now on more solid ground.
A 10.
10 misses.
Oh man.
All right. Anything else? You've got a bonus action, or I mean, if you move out of its range, it will try to attack you, of course. But
Yeah. I think I'm gonna stand there and see what happens.
all right, Xanthi, it's your turn.
All right. Xanthi has been dodging Frog Tongue, and she's going to try to firebolt that one too.
Okay.
As the light burns from her hands. Ooh, but only 9 because she's
Oh my god,
dodging.
you guys, they're not hard to hit.
This is how we die, frogs.
Giant frogs. They never made it to the Moathouse, folks. They died by the giant frogs. That, yes, Christian, you're absolutely right. Are written into the module if the characters should decide to,
Try to cross
ford the river to access the tempting breach in the wall.
Yeah, that's totally like the kind of shit.
That's old school, baby. All right, so Xanthi,
Yeah.
you missed. You want to move at all?
Yeah. Actually, am I within 5 feet of that frog
You are.
that is on the other
You
side?
also know this guy here. This guy
number
here.
4.
Yeah, you also know that it had reached out with its tongue from 10 feet away. So it's got some reach.
Whoa.
Oh.
It's got a long, sticky tongue.
You know what? I am going to take one step back.
Guys, as Xanthi is taking a step back, I just want to remind everybody that we do have a giveaway going tonight from our friends at CZRPG. I encourage you to get in on the action if I can find, there it is, the link, !drawing to get in on the giveaway. All right, Xanthi, you step away from this creature. It does not take an attack of opportunity at you. And that brings us to the toads. As it watches you move away, it is going to move towards the dwarf that is up to his nipples in the water.
His
And
pierced nipples.
It is going to try to bite him.
Oh,
It's a
We
sailor
learned.
thing.
Ooh,
Something.
22 to hit.
Yeah.
Give me a, so that's a 5 piercing. Give me a dexterity save.
Dexterity, so you couldn't pick anything else, could you?
Well, I could have, but
I
that's the
feel
most
miserable.
appropriate one. You failed.
I
All
feel
right,
miserable.
you're grappled as this thing latches onto you. Number 3, which is a slightly smaller frog, actually, is going to try to bite you. But I rolled a 2. It's not going to work. Norb, as you're kind of getting away from them to the north, number 2 is going to try to bite you. That's not going to hit. I rolled a 5. And then the big boy is going to try to bite you, and I rolled a 3. So you managed to dodge these attacks from these giant frogs as you move out of the way. That brings us to Lachlan. You are in deep water, Lachlan, where it's going to be difficult for you to be as effective as you want to be. Just a heads up.
All right. Well, look,
You are a water
Desperate
dwarf,
time.
though.
I am. Desperate times call for desperate measure. Can I get all 3 of them with Thunderwave?
I believe
Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, I would say that you could do that. You might be inside that cube too. If you were to move like here, you could do it. It might.
Yeah, but if
it
I do
might
that,
get an
they're all
attack
gonna
of
hit me.
opportunity. but they might miss too. You have a high AC.
They've been doing a pretty good job of hitting me.
They have. But I would say this: if you use it from where you are, you'll be able to get 2 of them.
All right, let's drop it. Let's drop the bomb.
Do it. Which ones are you going for? 2 and 3 or 3 and 4?
The two in front of me there. Hold on. 3 and 4.
Okay. So go ahead and drop the Thunder Wave.
Thunder Wave. They must make Constitution saving checks.
Oh yeah. I rolled a 3 for number 3, and I rolled an 18 for number 4.
Okay, and so the 18 will make.
Okay. So roll some damage.
Right. So the one that failed is going to be blown back.
Okay. 10 feet.
10 feet. Yeah, 10 feet, and take the full damage, and the other one's going to take half the damage.
All right. I like it. I like it.
That damage happens to be.
Roll high.
Well, I could always just blow my. I might just do that, actually. I am going to.
So just to sort of jump in, you may have additional things happening after this.
I know.
Just warning you.
Well, I was gonna maybe blow my destructive.
I know. I know. I mean, you totally obviously do what you want to do, but I'm just giving you a heads up.
I was hesitating. I have not been using my defensive explosion thing just because I've been trying to say, So I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna roll the damage, and the damage is 4 plus 9 damage for the one that
okay.
Which is absolutely average. 9 damage for the one that got blown back 10 feet, and half of that for the other one.
Okay. So half of that's going to be 4. All right. The other one looks beat up, and it drops beneath the water, and you can see it sort of look at you and blink its eyes, but it does not, it doesn't seem like it's dead, but it drops and dips below the water surface. You can't see it anymore.
Okay. And 2 wasn't attacking me, right? So I'm not engaged with 2?
Well, 2 is attacking Norb. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to move here and stay in combat with that one so it doesn't get a swipe.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Just to sort of
doesn't pay attention to you.
Get on some land and get a bit of footing.
So you hit it with the Thunder Wave. You blast one of them back. The water just like a wave of water just flies to the west, and you sort of backpedal and get yourself onto the land. Yeah. Xanthi, you can see Xanthi over your shoulder as she's up on dry ground, and Desmond's over to the other side. That brings us to Desmond.
I'm gonna attack 5 again.
Okay. Take a shot, please.
It's not the best, but I think it's enough. 14 to hit.
14 will hit.
All right. Not too bad. 10, 11 piercing.
Is that with your sneak attack damage?
Yeah, with sneak attack.
Okay. Yeah. That is more than enough to murder this frog. Yeah. Hungry frog was just minding its own business, looking for food. It was going to go spawn later, and you guys came along and just destroyed that plan. All right, so that one dies, and as they do, it falls and disappears underneath the surface of the water as it's sort of washed away. Do you want to move at all, Desmond, or use a bonus action? Norb, you're next.
I'm going to use, I don't know how much this would matter, but I'll try to shove this froggy up, like straight north. So he needs to succeed on a strength saving throw.
Which one? Number 4 or number 2?
Oh, sorry. Number 4.
Number 4.
Okay. I think that's going to work. That is a total of 19.
Okay, yeah, he makes it.
Okay.
No effect.
All right, that brings us to Norb.
All right, I'm on the shore. There's 2 is within range. I'm swinging on it.
Okay. Giant frogs. Who would have thunk?
This is my chance.
It's 11. The dumbest shit that mows you down.
Yeah. 11 will hit.
Oh,
I know it's
yes.
the lowest possible.
Got a
You rolled
9, a 10, and
11.
now an 11.
We're
Hey,
just
you know
rolling
what? That's
horribly.
progress, baby. That's progress.
Yeah. I'll take
All right, I
it.
Roll me
gotta-
some damage.
Okay. That's going to be a 12 damage.
12 damage. Yeah, you swing this broadsword that was given to you by Rufus for the first time. You cut through this frog and you sever it right in half. Frog guts flying across the stream as you murder it, and both bits of it float away and disappear.
Can I catch a leg?
You could try.
Yeah, I'll try and grab one.
Yeah, roll a straight dexterity check. Not a save, but a check. I was gonna say animal handling, but that would be cruel.
A 7.
It floats away and disappears. You're not able to grab
Dang.
it. You could dive in after it.
No frog legs for you.
Nah, I'm not that desperate for some food.
All right. That is Norb's turn. Norb, do you want to move at all?
I feel like this is the way we want to go, so I'll stay where I'm at.
Okay. That brings us to Xanthi.
Firebolt!
Let's do it. You see only one frog left at this point.
Eat fire, frog friend. That is 24 to hit.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
For 5 fire damage.
Ooh, nice. All right, so you burn this toad and it's just like, and do you want to move at all?
Sure, I'll take a step towards Lachlan.
Okay. With that, after hitting this frog with a massive blast of fire damage, it is going to disengage and swim out into the water, and it is going to disappear from view as the water goes silent. The sound of buzzing insects, maybe some birds, and you hear some shouting from the direction of the drawbridge. There's somebody here! There's somebody here! Prepare yourselves!
We need to move now.
Let's just wait here, and when they come, we'll lure them in the water, and then the frogs will eat them.
Should we try to cross over?
Let's
Yeah.
cross over.
Let's cross, yeah. We try to
Xanthi
cross.
will try to join Norb across the other way.
All right, you guys all swim over to the side here. And what's your intent?
To try to crawl into this hole in the wall?
I think so.
Can we? Is
Sure.
this like a pile of rubble that we can scale up, like crawl up?
Or
Give
that
me an
Norb can make
investigation
into
check,
stairs.
Desmond. Give me an investigation check. No,
Now,
he
I
can't.
do
He
have,
can't build
like,
stairs. Unfortunately, he's not a Wotan from New Varden. But
I
give me
do
an
have
investigation check.
I do have a feature as a stone cunning. Whenever you make an intelligence history check related to the original story, you're considered proficient in history skills. I guess it wouldn't help me, right?
Yeah, if you want to know the history of these stone,
Yeah,
the
but I
stone
was just
tile.
wondering for it to tell me anything about the structure or anything like that.
I rolled a 22 investigation.
It looks as though if you pulled some of those rocks away and spent a couple of minutes, you could potentially snake your way inside. Again, the rocks are sitting in this sort of green, fetid, water that appears to sort of seep from the river into the structure at this location.
All right. Des will start pulling the his grappling hook out of his bag.
This is going so well. I love this.
I think we need to go over. Let's go around this corner so they don't
Yeah, if they
see
know where,
us.
I don't know about. I don't know that going inside's the way to go. But it's not like we're going to be able to outrun them or kind of hide from them. The only other thing we can do is hide in the water. But I don't think that's much of an option. Also, Norb, your earth moving thing can't help us with these stones?
At most I would be able to excavate some of the loose stone, but it would be a 5-foot cube each time.
All right, fine. Fuck it. Over the wall. Go. We'll deal with it once we get inside.
Well, do we want to go around the corner, or do we just want to just go right up over here?
Yeah, no, we can go around the corner and kind of buy ourselves a few
I
seconds.
say we move up to the north a little bit to at least kind of get us out of eye shot of this bridge.
Okay. And so your
Hide around the
intent is to hide and then try to throw a grappling hook. Do you have a grappling hook? Is that what you're using? Or do you have rope, or what do you have?
Well, it's a grappling hook tied onto some rope. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Storm the castle.
I guess you're storming the keep here. Yeah. Seems like a good idea. All right.
Yeah. What could go
What
wrong?
could happen?
That's right. What could possibly happen? All right. So, go ahead and give me some stealth checks first, as you're trying to hide and be stealthy about this. You know already that you've alerted at least someone who you heard shouting to prepare yourself. Someone's here. Thanks for the follow, Dark Sun, Kegel Dark Sun. Welcome.
Wow. Okay. I rolled a 1 and a 2. Not my good day.
So you.
I was going
That's
to
a
feel
total of
bad
10.
with my
You-
7.
You twirl.
That's a total of
Aw.
10.
Yep,
I get
you kind
7
of
total.
clang the grappling hook on the rocks as you pull it out of your pack. Clang, clang, clang.
Those frogs freak me out.
Frogs are going to be the least of our worries.
I'm not going to have
Never
you
seen any
roll for
frogs
this.
that big before.
You take your grappling hook and you throw it over, and you get purchase on what's left of the rock wall. You pull on it to see if it will hold your weight. Rocks start to crumble down off the crenulated battlements, whatever's left of them. But you eventually get sort of like it feels relatively tight. Like you could
I'm
get
going
up
to go
there.
first. I'm going to go first. Because if it holds me, it'll hold everybody else. I'll go up.
Okay. Give me an athletics check for climbing. What kind of
Sure.
armor are you wearing?
Chain.
Chainmail?
Yeah. Give myself guidance. Well, it's not too bad. That's a 12, 18 plus 3, so it's 21.
21. Yeah, you get to the top and you're up on this narrow wall that's like very tenuous. It
All right.
could potentially break, but you can see that there is a room below you. There is a large chamber that you could drop down between. Remember how I mentioned there's like sort of these exposed rafters, sort of the remnants of what was probably the ceiling of the first level, maybe the floor of the second level that's no longer there. You can see that there's a room that you can drop down into. It's approximately. What's the question?
Does there appear to be anyone in it?
Hard to
first
tell. Hard to tell. At first glance, you don't see any movement inside the room.
Okay, so I'm just going to make sure the grapple hook is well secured. And then I'm going to tell them up quick. And then I'm going to wait until the next person's kind of like in the second half of coming up. And then I'm going to jump down to the...
You're going to jump down.
saying?
It's about 12 to 15 feet of a jump. But yeah, you can jump down.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Not as good. Total of 13.
That's good enough. You land maybe a little awkwardly, but you don't injure yourself, and you land inside this large chamber about 40 feet wide by 20 feet. The water you land in splashes. Again, it's sort of like this green, stagnant water. The room is mostly empty, except there's rubble piles around, and I'll bring up a map here in a second that'll show
Yeah,
you
no
what
problem.
the room looks like. There is this sort of pool that you're standing in. As you look up, who's the next person coming over the wall?
I'll go next.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, Norb, give me
Yeah, I'll pull
a
myself
climb
right up.
check. Give me an athletics check, which should be no problem for you.
A 13.
13 is good enough. You get to the top and you're going to jump down like Lachlan did.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
why not?
All right. So give me a acrobatics check. Just make sure that you can land solidly without hurting yourself. You're jumping down into a pool of water.
I got a 7.
A 7. As you fall, give me a d6 roll as you jump down. You're going to take a little bit of damage as you land awkwardly.
A 5.
You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage, which is a lot of damage.
Yeah, it is. Ouch.
Whew. All right, who's next going over the wall?
Xanthi will take hold of the rope as if she's going to start climbing, and she disappears. She casts Misty Step as she wishes to be where everybody else has gone, and she's kind of like heard them jump down, heard little like splashes and stuff. So she just closes her eyes for a second and teleports herself inside.
Okay. All right. Desmond, you are alone right now outside against the wall.
Yeah, Des was just about to give Xanthi a boost up the wall, and he's like,
Cool trick.
all right, I'm gonna start climbing.
All right. Give me a athletics climb, please.
This could go horribly.
No, it'll be fine. Just don't fall.
I almost died from falling in a game, so
I know there's a game where you guys all died falling, if you remember correctly. Cloud Caves.
yeah, that was a separate game.
That was a total of 4.
Oh, Desmond,
no.
you get up there, and as you're climbing, you hear voices. I think I saw him over this way. And as you kind of like look over to see, you hear and you fall backwards as the grappling hook breaks from the eroded rocks, and the rocks come tumbling down. Give me a d6 roll as you splash back into the water.
4.
You take 4 bludgeoning damage. Jeez, guys.
To get hit with the grappling hook.
The grappling hook like lands next to you, and you're like, oh, that almost hit me. And then the rock that it was attached to comes down and just lands right on your ankle. And you hear voices. Yeah, over here somewhere. I thought I saw people. They were fighting the frogs. What are you going to do, Des?
I'm gonna crawl up on the bank and try to hide in the weeds.
All right. Give me a stealth
I don't know
check.
what else I can do. Can I try to get into the hole that was created?
What
Is
hole?
there a hole?
No. The grappling hook broke from the top of the wall, and the rock that it was like wedged into fell after everybody else went over. Your weight seemingly it gave way.
Natural 20.
Ooh,
Nice.
natural
On my
20
stealth
on your
check.
stealth. That is critical right there. Critical
For a total 28.
success. Okay, let's see. They're going to come around the corner and they're investigating. You see 2 men. Oh, you are lucky. I rolled a 19. They come over and one of them says, "Are you sure you saw something?" Yeah, it was right over here. Look, there's dead frog bits. Look, the blood. There's blood right there. Oh, I don't see anything, you idiot. Maybe you were just, you're drunk still, maybe. And he slaps him. I don't see anything. Well, all right. Well, just be on high alert. You know what happened last time. And they start to walk away. You guys are all waiting on the inside for Desmond, and he's not coming. And you hear the wall break. And the grappling hook kind of disappears as you're looking up.
Figures the rogue's the one that doesn't make it up.
All right, let's see. What are you going to do, Desmond? We'll stick with you for a moment.
This time, what I'm going to try to do is, since the grappling hook kind of came down, I'm going to grab the rope, and figuring it will be a little more quiet of an attempt. I'm going to just try to throw the rope end over the wall.
My
Where it
question
broke,
was, how
to try
tall
to
is
get
the
it to
wall?
them.
Yeah, how tall is the
It's
wall?
about 18 feet on the outside and about 12 to 15 on the inside where you guys are at.
That's awesome. If we got 50 feet of rope, and just lop it over and pull you up.
So
Yeah,
Desmond, you're gonna throw your length of rope over the wall.
Yeah, I'm gonna just grab a coil and just try to huck it up over the wall rather than the clangy hook.
Got it.
Just to try to be quiet.
All right. Bring up our map
if we get
here.
it on the other side, we'll grab it, and once he's in, we'll pull up.
That 12 is not really there.
Ollie oxen free.
All right, you throw it over, Des, and you guys see as the rope lands in the water next to you.
Xanthi will grab onto it.
Yeah, I'll grab it, and we'll start pulling once he's secured.
All right, now Desmond, you've got some help now, so you can roll this with advantage, okay? I want you to roll a high roll on one of the dice.
All right.
These are D20s, and it's going to be an athletics check.
Hey, that's pretty good. That's horrible. I'm glad I had advantage. I rolled a 19 and a 1.
Okay. You get to the top of the
wall. That's a total of 21.
Yep. You climb up, you get to the top of the wall, you look down, and you can see through the rafters. Your friends are down there standing in this pool of water, and they're like, hey.
All right. So I'll try to carefully climb down to beat them.
Not a problem. I'm not going to have you roll for it. You land in the water, and you join your friends. And as you guys convene in this room, you can see around you that there are broken furniture. There is debris in the corners of the room. You guys can see the map I have up, right? Mm-hmm. So you're standing in this deep green water, probably up to your ankles, maybe Desmond, possibly you and Norb, it's a little bit deeper, maybe up to like your calves. And you can see that there's sort of like cobwebs that are in this room. There is a doorway to the north, not a doorway, but a hallway, that goes to the north right here. And as you're sort of taking stock of this room, Norb, you feel something slither past your leg. And with that,
I'm going to stomp on it.
You see rising out of the water as it slithers about a giant snake.
Oh God, why?
And that, my friends, is where we will end tonight's session. You have made it to the fabled Moathouse. You got attacked by the frogs. And now you guys are going through all of the
everything hates us.
The reptiles, the amphibians. Nature is pitted against you, my friends.
We're taking the whole tour. We're taking the full tour here. We're just.
You went right for the broken wall, which obviously the people who wrote the module are like, they're going to go for this. So put these things here and see what happens. And by and large,
but it's because there was really no.
You have not disappointed. You have not disappointed. That's for sure. All right.
It's just because there's nothing else that made sense.
Thank you for going in that way. That was fun. I appreciate all of it, and thanks to everybody who's been hanging out with us. We did put the Tabletop on hold, so don't worry about that. This is a giant poisonous snake that you're all going to have to deal with next week when we come back to play more Heroes of Greyhawk with my wonderful, beautiful friends. I want to make sure that we alert everybody to our giveaway. We are giving away a copy of The Shining Ring by our friends at CZ RPG Publishing. These are the folks that have been sponsoring us, providing giveaways to you, our friends in the chat, our chat buddies. We've been giving these things away, and we have been just absolutely thrilled to have them as our sponsor. And if you want to support third-party content creators in this crazy time where Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro are trying to beat up on our friends, please go check out their Patreon, give them some support. If nothing else, please enter to win this awesome content. We'd love to give it to you. And it looks like we've got a few people here entered for the giveaway. Get in on that action. gosh, we've got a lot of stuff coming up, you guys, in the next couple of days. Tomorrow night, we are jumping back to our Nhyre game. Ashley and I are playing in that game with Lamar the Con Guy and Uda Hime, and our good friend Dungeon Mr. Ty is running that one, and that has been absolutely fun. We are on our 7th already session, which just boggles my mind that we've had that many sessions here. And I'm going to go ahead and put a quick post about Nhyre, and they are also a independent content creator who has developed a system and a world that is absolutely wonderful to play in. So definitely check out their stuff. On Thursday, we're going back to Shadesong to get back inside Bleak's head, which is a scary, scary place to be. But we're having a lot of fun with that. We've got an awesome cast for that game, and we just got that started last week. So if you want to check out the VOD from last week, I encourage you to do that so that you can be up to speed when we dive back into the game on Thursday. Hey, thanks for the resub, Vamp. We really appreciate it. Always great to see you hanging out. Make sure you get in on this giveaway for the Shining Ring, which is an awesome piece of content from our friends at CZ RPG. And please, you guys, if you are concerned about what's happening with the open game license and how that's going to affect third-party content creators, streamers, people who are really helping build community, go to opendnd.games and sign the petition to put some pressure on Hasbro and WotC. It looks like that type of pressure can really help. So that's a great way to get involved and speak out and have an impact. So without further ado, let's go ahead and give away this sweet piece of content, the Shining Ring. Ashley, if you would be so kind as to give our customary 5-second countdown, please.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Here it goes. Hey, Rachel, Aria Galaxy 96 has won the giveaway. Congratulations, Rachel. Couldn't happen to a nicer person. Congrats. I will reach out to you and make sure you get that digital content that you can throw into one of your games or hand it off to one of your favorite dungeon masters to play. We are going to raid somebody. Who are we raiding? I haven't even looked to see who we're raiding.
Dork Tales, I guess.
Oh yeah, we got Dork Tales. We got Hero Club too. Let's raid Hero Club. They need some love. We love their content. They're super fun, and we're gonna go ahead and raid them. Again, thanks everybody for hanging out with us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow for more fun. Gosh, we love you. We appreciate you, and we can't wait to see you again. Thank you so much. We will see you next time. Let's raid.